Just getting your captions in there. And hello, everybody!
Hi!
Wow.
Hello, greetings!
Sup?
Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. We are back after another long week.
7 days.
7 days.
Guess what? Today's date is pretty nice.
Oh, it is. It is. I agree.
Oh my god, you
Mhm.
you guys are children.
Yeah. And you're
Yeah.
our reluctant father.
Exactly.
Extremely reluctant. Oh,
Hey, just be glad you didn't have to deal with our weird ass rambling nerd talk before the stream started, Dad.
Daddy, did you adopt me in order to be more politically correct with the in crowd today?
I feel like
He admits it.
What? What happened? What did I miss?
Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing.
All right. Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to our campaign, our Clone Wars, our Star Wars 5e set in the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Crit. Back with episode 40. And
Big 4-0.
yeah, we're getting to some pretty high digits. Yeah, and we are continuing where we left off with the beginning of the ball of the gala on Mandalore. It's going to be a very fun times for the party, I am sure. Probably more fun for me, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. First off, let us go around the table and introduce ourselves. I am Kevin, your lovely DM for the evening, as I have been for the very multitude of lot of sessions. First timer. How you doing? Bit unconventional in some elements, but we have fun here. At least I like to think these guys do. They put up with a lot of emotional trauma I throw their way, but it's great.
And we love it.
And we love it. We eat it. We eat it. We eat it off the street
We
like the
just,
festering rats that we are.
You hear that? That's me eating, enjoying, relishing the emotional turmoil.
The sustenance, Father. We crave it as such.
All right. Now, let's go introduce our children, shall we? Starting off with Christian.
hello. My name is Christian. I go by Kappa in the TTRPG community. And when there's a challenge like that, Kev, you know I'm gonna rise and try and beat you at it, having more fun. Remember how last session went? Remember how that went? All right.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're good. Also,
He's got you there.
Yeah.
Also, I play Soren, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very minor detail. Also,
Yes.
Yeah.
you might want to try new captions. I don't know why they're being funky with me right now.
Uh-oh.
It's all good.
Wow.
They
Oh,
just
that's
want
not
to
nice.
dance. They just want to dance.
All right, try that now.
I just want to do the
I
can.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right. Next down the line, we have our beautiful Zabrak boy, or person playing our Zabrak boy, Tati.
Yo, Todd here. I'm also here to bring up the trauma if you're so inclined. So yes. He's another boy with angst. Oh yeah, I play Raziel, whoever the fuck that is. Some loser.
Just some loser who went to the Sith and betrayed him, and now he's
Yeah.
working for the
No,
Republic. He's
he's-
considered a Republic dog by the only pseudo father figure he has now.
And
Gee, I
he's
sure
got
hope
Go ahead.
I sure hope someone was fired for writing that cliche.
And he's got electric powers, just nothing special.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
just yeah. I personally cameras off. I don't see anything happening with this particular character down the line, but that
Wink.
Yeah, all the no
Wink,
cameras that we
wink.
have. turn them off.
Just hand to the microphone. Just like yeah. I don't think we're gonna get anything out of this. Yeah. Anyway.
yes. Speaking of getting things out of other places, Shir'iven.
What is that supposed to mean?
What is even the implication there?
What's the
sir?
implication?
I can make a segue. Just roll with it.
Okay,
Yeah, you can. You can
hi.
find one on Amazon for like $200.
Hi, I'm Jinkles. I play the lovely Shir'iven, who is basically the Marge Simpson of this entire thing with, kids, could you lighten up?
Oh, Razzie.
Never again.
Yeah.
Never
Never
again.
Never
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. And
Soren, stop playing with that gun.
God.
Homie.
Don't shock anything. I'll shock whatever I want.
Oh, fuck. Alright, and last but certainly not least, our lovely clone commando boy, Chase.
Thank you. Also, Kev, by the way, if you're looking for a segue, I actually found one here for $530. Anyway, hello, everyone. It's me, Chase.
Wow.
It's me, Chase. Man, balls, the most dangerous game known to man. I mean, political balls. Political balls. Let me be clear on that matter.
You.
Yeah. Also, RC. Yeah. Oh, also, RCO 947 Viper. If you're nasty, and happy to be here.
Yes. All these things are.
This is just chaos. This whole intro is chaos. and I
Whenever
love it.
intro's not chaos.
We're not
though.
even starting off with the ball, and I already have so many things that are just gonna throw y'all out of whack and put the party on
Okay.
edge. But
Okay.
we're close.
Uh-huh.
We're close to it
But-
there, but
Alright.
yeah, with
There-
Oh, go ahead.
There is actually a video game called Balls. Just letting you know. So that's
Oh
a
no,
real
it's not
thing.
just balls. It's balls with a Z. Thank you very much.
Yeah, with a Z.
Because
You gotta-
it's cools.
Yeah, exactly. In the 90s. Also, thank you,
90s.
Bookish Gina. Bookish Gina. We are too much, and that's just us.
Yeah. But with all of that out of the way, let us go into the recap. I will be doing it for today as a certain someone I think you can easily you'll know who it is.
Okay.
Oh, DM's taking over,
All right.
as he rightfully should.
Yes.
I'm not so sure.
All right. And
Please rise for the national anthem.
Dear Diary, it's been quite a long and tumultuous day. The Republic first sent their representatives over here, a former Grey Jedi now reinstated, the first ever clone commando I've ever witnessed, and 2 Republic agents who it appears that my sister and Vizsla have taken a liking to, perhaps? It's hard to tell this early in this age, but we're preparing for the gala this evening. I'm a little bit nervous. Even though it's been a couple of years doing it, doesn't really get much easier getting ready for the people, but I have a high hopes that things should be going great this evening. And she just leaves little kisses on the page. But
Your diary.
friends, foes, and undecided. We continue from where we left off. The night comes to an end. Everyone is going off into their own personal quarters, just to get some nice R&R after the long days of travel, feasting, and just dealing with all the information that Soren revealed to the party about the organization known as the Sorcerers of Ron and their true intentions, and a little bit of insight onto the possibilities and facts of when this supposed coup on Mandalore should be happening. So, everybody gets a full night's rest. There's no assassins you need to worry about. Your drinks weren't poisoned. Yet. Big asterisks on that one. But, yeah. So, if everybody could just roll me a d20, and we'll see whose personal things we'll tackle first before, if there's anything you guys want to discuss in the morning as a group. Okay. Alright, we got...
Oh, right. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's do.
8. Alright.
8.
So, starting off the list with a 19, Shir'iven. What are you doing the first new day of Mandalore and it's ball time?
Oh God. Well, what is going on around the palace at this moment?
Okay, so you get up and you see, like, just going outside, you're seeing a lot of people are sort of rushing to and around by your room, like carrying like multiple silverwares, lots of lighting fixtures and equipment, some tech and things, and hopefully to sort of like set the ambiance. A lot of sort of like candles, candelabras, and various like droids are also hauling different party features, or you know, like you can like see them, like one droid is sort of pecking away like an ice sculpture of Satine, and is sort of briskly like just like rolling by, like carrying like several fine glasses just pass by. And yeah, that's just outside your room. If you like follow them along, you go back to like where you were eating dinner, and you'd see that room has been converted into where the ball will be taking place. And in the middle of it, you actually see Satine is being measured for her dress, you can surmise, and just like several of the royal guard and are sort of like standing by, like taking rulers to each part of her body, just going, yes, 4 and 5, yes, 8 inches around the waist, yes, good. And yeah, you're just seeing like all of the fixtures and the tables are being set, and like she, as you're like coming in the room, and Satine like turns to see you and goes, Master Shir'iven, if we could have a moment, gentlemen. And all of those people just disperse in. Sorry, it can be quite busy for a Duchess on a coronation celebration. How are you enjoy? Do you have? I'm assuming you have a proper wear for tonight's event.
Oh yes, not to worry at all. It's actually just I hung it up in my room this morning before I left.
Good. Will this be the first time you're wearing it, or have you broken it out for other celebrations? I know Jedi aren't typically the type to party or at least be very extravagant with it, so I'm curious to see your taste and style.
Yes, this is my first time wearing it, but trust me, I'm no stranger to not wearing robes, as you can see. And she kind of like gestures to the armored suit that she has on and everything.
That suit looks quite cumbersome. How? You know we aren't exactly in a war zone, darling. You can feel free to relax yourself. Go into something more comfortable, and then, come time for the ball, get into that lovely dress of yours.
You see, the duty never ends in my mind. Shiri kind of like laughs a bit. But yes, you are completely right, Duchess.
Of course, you're on a neutral world, and I don't see myself being threatened or being endangered this time around. I have my sister and Vizsla doing their best to stay on guard for the evening, and they will keep a close eye out and make sure that I, myself, and the other governors are safe.
You are in good hands.
And like she sort of looks left and right. Truth be told, this is the first time I'll actually be breaking in a little gift that Kenobi got me.
Oh, a gift, huh?
And like she sort of like pulls out from her sleeve a nice little brooch of what looks to be a very rare flower. And she goes, he got this for me just before his final days here before I was coronated. And I don't know why I hesitated on using it for so long, and now that he sent you here, it feels just a little more appropriate to use, I suppose.
Is this bitch marking her territory?
I mean, do you want it? Do you want it inside as to?
Woof.
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'm inciting that. I'm
Okay.
inciting that.
Ma'am?
Baby.
Go right ahead. I
Wonderful.
can certainly insight.
Wording is
What?
11.
Like, this is just a girl who's like very innocently reminiscing about a person that she cared for greatly in a very friendly way. Like, nothing much to read there.
He
Like,
was
she
a
seems very
boy.
genuine.
She was a girl.
Okay.
Can I make it any more obvious?
What kind of flower did you say it was?
It's just a very rare flower. Like, she notes, it's the Concordian rose, just off of Concordon. It's not seen often on certain patches, but it is quite a sight to behold, and unfortunately they are even rare post the Mandalorian civil wars, but he somehow got it off for quite a good bargain.
Seems so. Lovely. It suits you.
Thank you.
And Shuri kind of offers a gentle smile at that.
Would you like to join me for another walk about the city? Perhaps I can show you some... We can discuss further elements of what Mandalore could provide outside of the obvious Beskar.
Yes, and we can also discuss what you would like from us outside of any rations, anything else. And she offers another smile at that. But yes, please, let's walk about.
I will say, you are certainly quite an improvement from how Kenobi is, trying to at least... He has so many walls up sometimes. It can be quite hard to read, but I don't know what it is. That sometimes I have an easier time breaking those down, and he tries to resist, but I eventually get my ways with him.
He's a tough one, I can say that much. Always has been that way since he was a child, but keep persisting, he eventually caves.
Come, I'll show you around more of the city. Maybe you might not move here, but perhaps if my position on a standing army changes, it could be a nice post for you. If you are looking for something a little less busy than Coruscant.
We'll have to see. My duty tends to call towards the action.
Well, I won't stop you from satisfying those needs of the Republic. Well, I will defend myself and my people. I'm not one to go out to fighting, rush into a fight. If you feel the call and you will not... doesn't feel right to stand by and let others fight for you, then by all means, go ahead and answer it.
I appreciate.
Alright, so there's that, and we'll go back to what you discussed with her off around the city in a bit. Next up, Soren with a 16. Anything you're doing as you're just getting up and seeing like similar stuff you're hearing, like people buzzing about the buzzing just outside your room and getting things ready for the ball.
Yes. Okay. So you know, after modest oh man, this music is so epic.
Yeah.
After an epic, after disproportionately epic breakfast, you know, the band is just they're practicing and all that stuff, so it was nice. I'd like to go and confer with Bo. That's possible.
Okay.
I imagine security detail is tiring. I might be able to provide some insight and maybe catch up on some conversation.
Okay. So you go over to her office. It is even more busy than when you first saw it, where like you're seeing more guards that are posted about and they're getting armed with their spears. Some are putting on the more traditional garb, others are putting on more practical sort of looking armor and not as flashy. Oh yes, Tati just brought this to me. But yes, while you are in your ball outfits, like your AC does go down to like the base, just 10 plus your dex.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Good to know.
yeah,
That's gonna be great.
I remember that the other day, and I'm like, I knew I was gonna ask you something, and I forgot
it's
until
all
now.
good. No. Oh
Thanks,
yeah,
Tati.
like you guys aren't safe in a ball when you don't have your shit. You already don't have your fucking weapons.
It's really not that big of a difference for Soren, just that.
Yeah.
I can improvise. I've got other shit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You can improvise like a certain tray table as a shield. Maybe I might let that slide. But yeah, going back to Soren, you're just going over to her office and you're seeing two guards sort of posted, and like they, as you try to enter through, they cross their spears and goes, "Do you have an appointment?"
Yes. I'm one of the security consultants. Hello. I believe I'm expected.
You just look at each other and you just hear from inside, "Just let the bastard in." And they like uncross their spears and door opens up.
This bastard thanks you.
And walk inside. Door closes behind you and goes, "Hello there."
It's quite busy. If I had known, I would have, provided my services a few hours earlier.
Well, I prefer to leave my sister's worries at a minimum if possible. On Mandela, we prefer not to. It is more frowned upon for outsiders to come in with weapons, though weapons such as blasters and the more extreme such as sabers that the Jedi and Sith tend to carry, but we do have means to protect ourselves and to countermeasures for those, but preferably, I think having a bird's eye watching over her might make her more nervous unintentionally.
I'm looking around. Is there like plans I don't know.
Oh yeah, like
maps
behind,
and stuff?
Okay, yeah, like just on the table, you're sort of seeing like a bird's eye view of the entirety of the castle, and then some different like circle off and crossed off points of where like on the different corners of the ballroom, and along with like several points of couple like kilometers or miles off away of where guards will be, stationed in speeders to make sure that no one from far away is going to attempt to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just seeing those plans sort of all spot down. She has like these little, just what do you call those things that you like pin into?
Bulletin boards?
Like the bulletin boards, like the tick something. I'm blanking on a name. It's a tiny little needle you just like stick into the bulletin boards to hold something up.
A pin.
Pin. All right, it's
Thumbtack.
thumbtacks. That's it. Yeah, very like thumbtack like
Cool.
devices. They just look
Great.
They like have like little Mandalorian heads on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like she just has
Do
them
I-
sort of splayed about.
Yeah, do I see any gaps in security, particularly on like rooftops, potential sniper perches, given my my proclivities and my talents?
Go ahead and make. Let me see if there is another skill that pertains to this. I would say. Go ahead and make. I'd say make a general wisdom check.
General wisdom check. Okay.
Yeah, just straight wisdom.
Well, I'm bad at these. Yep.
7. So you look at it and it looks fine. Like you kind of just make guesswork of like you kind of just like assume some. You don't know what. Like there's no real legend on this that you can find. So you're just
Mhm.
sort of assuming what's wrong with everything in that picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's sort of like crossing off with like a little hollow pin. All right, we'll have men posted here. And she just sort of looks up to you. Are you going to tell me why you've come into the office?
Well, I mean, I told your guards that I was a security consultant, and that was a bold-faced lie. But looking at this, I was wondering if I could provide any of my services.
Those services being...
You've seen the rifle I carry. Perhaps you can extrapolate from that. How many men do you have posted on these rooftops across the way? I really mean across the way, because I could make that shot really easy from here.
We'll have
then-
about 10 men posted.
Okay. It's quite the battle map you have. I can't really find any gaps. You did this.
Yes, when you've been defending your sister from a line of assassins and entitled kings or princes thinking they can have their way with her, you tend to be prepared for everything.
Yes, it does appear you are quite practiced. And that is quite talent. That is quite the talent.
Thank you. I'm surprised to even hear you want to offer your services. A guy like you seems like you'd have more fun down below with the political types. If not for the discussion, then at least the dance.
I find it useful to play both sides.
Well, perhaps...
And I'm not looking away from the bulletin board. I'm like kind of like inspecting closer as I say that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I'll like look over. She had photos of of her fam, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like her husband, herself, like both like in like Mandalorian garb, like both out of the helmets, and sort of a just like a younger Bo and her husband, and like the image is like a little bit sort of faded, and then there's just another like symbol portrait of a slightly older Bo, in reference to a little less younger, but with newborn Corky. Yeah. But yeah, and she's just sort of like looking at you, just sort of like giving you this eye of like, what the fuck are you getting at? Of just like, and she goes,
I'll take that look. I'm like, oh, this is cute, and I'll motion to the picture of her and Corky.
She like picks it up and gives a nice little sigh of reminiscing. First kids, if I prepare you for them.
It's quite a deal larger. He had dinner with us last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great deal larger than he was in this picture. How long has it been?
Been about 8-10 years.
Cute,
Oh, go
cute
ahead.
kid. Cute kid. Must be hard.
You learn to live with it, and even though you come from a long line of ancient galactic warriors, they don't exactly raise you to be the best parent, but I took what I learned from Mom and Dad that I agreed with, and as time went on, I learned to give him the proper care and treatment that he deserved, and it's a shame that his father couldn't be around to see him, and he's rising to the ranks of being a cadet to hopefully eventually become a defender for Mandalore on the battlefield, or at least getting general education so he's knowledgeable on all fronts, both physical, political, and galactical threats. He will be ready to face them with enough time and training, I hope.
You are very proud of him. Sorry to hear about the father.
Death is a part of life, and he did go out as any Mandalorian only could have asked for, an honorable death, and he did it trying to save me.
He does carry a lot of the same features as you and your family. And I'll look over at the father. Not so much the father, though, right? Is this true? Is that true? Am I lying about that?
Not inaccurate. Hold on, I'll roll a d20 or a d100
Okay.
and sort of decide with that. Let's see what we get.
Does Corky look like his father's son? Order 66.
Oh my god.
Oh God, not yet. We're underleveled.
Crazy.
Viper, you hear in your head, good soldiers follow orders. No.
Oh god.
nah,
No.
damn.
Yeah,
the
but,
entire outro of the Bad Batch plays in my head.
yeah. But yeah, she just sort of raised an eyebrow at that and goes, or I'll say for as far as features, even though like the image is a little tainted up, there is like not a whole lot of resemblance, but again, like this kid is still fairly young, so it is a bit
Okay.
too soon to tell. But
Okay.
yeah, turns and goes. It'll come with time that his father's side will show. I hope he's taking more of the features of myself and my sister's family line of the fairer skin and strong, bright eyes. But that's another matter altogether. He'll be attending us at the ball, and along with some other high up-and-coming cadets to hopefully shadow and see what the future, their future has in store for them on Mandalore if all things go well.
So what should I expect at this ball? I mean, I have prior expectations, but I've never been to one on Mandalore.
Well, expect a lot of boring music and a lot of political airhead types are getting into discussions about what they would like for their specific sectors, how much funding they need, or how much reinforcements or specific law enforcement, accessibility, or general quality of life improvements for their sectors. They all try to coddle to Satine and have some type of back and forth. It can be generally quite insufferable, but
Yes, you sound very jaded over the entire thing.
again, politics aren't really my thing. Fighting along with the Vizsla clan, I tend to believe that most problems can be solved with, at least, you know the old saying, speak softly, carry big blaster.
Yes, and the bigger the blaster, the less softly you can speak. Haha, a la me.
Interesting amendment to that phrase. And like she just
I
sort
seem
of
to
like
get.
looks
I
to
mean, I
like
get
the
by
pistol
just fine.
across the way. Well, hopefully that big blaster will serve you well another time. I don't. But then like she sort of like looks like shuts off the closes the blinds, just leans in more. If you do need your weapon for whatever reason, if Satine's life is threatened, and like she like sort of hands out this little button device, just switch that knob and one of my gods will supply you with at least your saber and your saber pistol. You don't want to try to be a little subtle. I know that's not exactly your gesturing to your whole body, your thing, but if you could, I'd appreciate it.
This is quite fortunate. Yes, I will keep this in mind, and I'll take it, pocket it. And if she opens the blinds back up, and I'll kind of like look around side to side and continue the conversation. So, I mean, if you're so negative and sour on the whole party scene, does that mean that's a no to the dance?
For the time being, yes. I don't really see myself getting involved. I intend to be patrolling the outskirts of the palace with my trusted men. And
Even the sister of the Duchess can't stop by for 5 minutes.
I'll be there to at least walk her down, but after that I'm gone.
A shame.
But speaking of which, I need to actually talk to your friend Raz. Having someone on a mount, or at least another additional patrol, at least for the early stages of the gallows, could be quite useful.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You want me to fetch him for you?
I'll go over to his quarters, thanks. But feel free to move around and get a feel for the city yourself if you're looking for any particular stops for perhaps a knick-knack or a memento of some kind of Mandalore. It might run you a pretty hefty amount of credits, but I'm sure that this place was going to be quite hard to forget, especially with a little thing to remember it by.
Did not peg you for the sentimental type. Keep that in mind.
Why else would I still have the armor?
Well played.
And like she sort of just gets up and like presses like a little button, and like the map sort of collapses into like a little capsule. She like pockets that to her side. Well, I've got my work to get to. If you need anything else, you'll have my frequency.
Oh, that's right, I do.
It'll be a private comm between myself and others. If you see anything fishy, let me know immediately.
Private comms, you say, Bo? Oh my. You sure you don't want to dance?
Maybe another time.
I jest. You are very busy. I'll leave you to it.
I'll keep a mental note once we get through all this political jargon.
And I'll leave her to it.
All right. And that all happens. Then we have Viper with an 8. What are you doing as you're waking up this fine Mando day?
Fine Mando day. I want to just sort of like, I guess just sort of like explore more of the interior, since it's like clear, like just going away out of bounds would just sort of like take away from things. So it's just like I'm staying within the perimeters and just sort of like exploring the architecture, I guess, just sort of like getting a real feel for things.
Okay. And are you still in your armor? Just walking about?
I guess you know what, since
I'll say you could have like bought in like a casual sort of outfit you can describe. If like
yeah, I was just gonna sort of say, like, I'd imagine I'd still have like my casual wear from the birthday ?
Yeah, like something a little
Just
less
not
flashy.
nothing too flashy. Just just that basically, just minus the hat.
Okay, got it. But still like the scarf over the face, over the mouth.
Over the neck. Over the mouth actually. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. So you're sort of going on by, and you're seeing like all the guards are sort of chatting about and like getting off their staffs, and like some of them are practicing motions, and you're just like seeing them like point off to different buildings, and like others are marching over to there, and like they're all like taking their places and moving about, and suddenly you get a little just tap behind your shoulder. Excuse me?
Turns around.
And you see it is a little Corky from the dinner.
Corky, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he just sort of looks up to you and goes, I forgive me if I sort of asked this, but, if I asked this already, you are there aren't many other. What exactly are you here on with Mandalore for? Are you this Jedi's sort of clone guardian, or what is your story with them?
I was assigned to Shir'iven a few weeks ago, and I've been with her ever since. That's the basis I can really. That's pretty much the short and sweet of it.
And he sort of like, with that warning, kind of like, if you don't mind, I just have a couple of questions. If you could just come with me, a place a little more private, we can discuss it.
Sure, he says, just like raised eyebrow.
And he like sort of like takes your hand and leads you off into like this back part of his quarters, and he like presses a little button on the wall, and like you see these like sort of stairs leading down into like an escape room type. Follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And he like presses the button again, and like inside it looks like just a pretty bare bones safe room. A couple of cameras here and there, a blaster sort of hooked up on the wall. And he goes,
just before he just goes down to sort of like just sort of like secret compartment. Surprises around every corner.
my auntie and mother like to be prepared for everything. Speaking of which, when were you going to tell us about the coup that is coming?
Okay. Haha! Alright, fun. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's just like
Right.
standing there, arms crossed. Like, all like the joy and like naivety of this kid that you thought was there just disappeared as he's like just staring you down. You're getting like punked out by a fucking by a 10-year-old.
Oh gosh, it's just sort of like, oh, what to do? Just sort of like, and I'm assuming the door just like closed behind me as soon as that happened.
You're like at least.
Oh,
like
fun!
You're like, this is a private space.
Well, knowing the ramifications that one can happen hitting a child that belongs to that of the child of a royal, violence is obviously not going to be the answer here. So just sort of like,
Good. I
Like,
would prefer
so-
if you didn't
yeah.
mercilessly beat this child and.
Oh no! Oh no! What? No!
Okay. All right. But yeah, continue.
All right, let's just try the old-fashioned, just sort of like, just like raise the eyebrow, just like quizzical look, and just like, coup? I haven't the slightest what you're talking about, kid.
Don't play dumb. I got a little bit curious, and I followed you towards the court, towards your little allies' corners. You really should watch your own back, and perhaps I'd suggest getting some type of camera droid on there. Your visor. I don't. One thing about Mandalorians, that visor could really inhibit their view, especially if they don't watch behind them. But a matter for another time. I followed along and I listened in. I heard everything about the coup, about these so-called sorcerers, how one of the guests is still aligned with them.
Sharp inhale, just. Griff. Kid, this is something that's way beyond your understanding. It's none of your concern. This is something that has to deal with me and my team. All right, we're figuring out a plan as we're working through it.
I am a cadet of with several years of Mandalorian training behind my experience. I think I can handle the political consequences that can result of a coup, and I can't just stand by knowing that my auntie's life is in danger and at least not have a way to defend her or Mom if she tries something just as foolish, if not more so, to save her.
No one's going to get two things. One, no one, and I repeat, no one is in danger of getting hurt at this event. We are going to make absolute sure of it. And 2, I'm in the same area of surprise as you are. I didn't even know about it until that night. All of us didn't. So, needless to say, we're thinking on our feet as it is. Trying to figure out a way to break just whatever it is that Soren told us about. I'm just as surprised as you are. I mean, sorcerers, just powers beyond the dark side. It's certainly bigger than me or Shiri or Raz or any of us here. This could... But Soren is not a bad guy. We are not the bad guys here. I need you to understand that. The last thing we need to worry about is this war. The next thing we need to worry about aside from that is a giant intergalactic space wizards? Is that I can really call it? He just sort of like rubs his head, just like this whole thing is really just one big mitigation over another, kid.
He sort of like closes his eyes, inhales.
I'm on the same boat as you are. All right?
Just sort of walks up to the blaster on the wall. In your training as a commando, I assume you are specialized in a very specific set of skills. What were yours?
Arms tech. I could salvage a weapon out of anything. I could build a weapon out of anything. And I could get myself nearly out of any situation as long as I got a control panel and a few wires to do the job.
It's useful. But what about in moments of espionage? Or perhaps in the moment of dealing with potential traitors to your so-called republic? Because that is what Soren could potentially be. With Raziel, I can at least see he's just, even though he is a bit older than me, I can see that he is just starting to learn the complexities of this war, and that not everything that this one particular faction believes is entirely evil, but Soren is, I don't know, I just don't like the feeling about him.
I've got tools for nearly everything, kid. He tries to make a move for it, I'll slap him in a cell. He dares speak, I can easily whip up some gas that'll knock him up quick, or at least put him enough in a coughing fit to get him in some cuffs. But it's not going to be like that. He's sort of like, he wants to believe that it won't happen like that. He wants to trust that Soren is telling the truth, but it's like, now that he's bringing it up, it's just sort of like, he's sort of doubting his own words as well.
Look, I understand it's difficult. He like puts like a hand to just like a hand just on just hand on your back and just like he's just side by side with you. Also, I probably aged him wrong. He's probably like in his early teens.
Just say it was just sort of like
it is a bit weird. 10-year-old talking.
I was gonna say this is some damn freaking this 10-year-old's got some knowledge on him. Just like, all right, boss baby.
Yeah. But he goes, look, I understand it can be difficult. You're telling me you haven't been in a situation yet where an ally turned on you and you weren't prepared to defend yourself? I've only heard a little bit about
immediate flashback to just like the just scene with the temple with Raz losing, just like Raz just like not acting like himself and just sort of like sharp inhale again, just like once. But that's not the issue, all right? Nothing is going to happen that is going to put you, your aunt, or anyone so far that we can tell that we know of in danger in Mandalore. I'm not even sure if this is even the planet they'd wanted. They kept talking about some force
Nexus planet, something having to do with just a planet dedicated to the Force or something, and they want that, but we're not going to let that happen, and we have the power to do so. We have Shiri's has the council, Raz is Raz, and I've got my crew, and
And then just sort of like unsureness about Soren.
And there it is. Look, I'm not saying for you to outright kill him, but just I want at least a little bit of assurance that Auntie Satine and Mum will be fine. And if that means at least one more body in the way, I'll take whatever chances I can get. I'm sorry. It's just that, from what I've heard of the Republic, you clones are kind of dealt an awful lot of just being made to fight and die for a cause you've been taught your whole life to just state is to just know is right, and when you get introduced to other factions and then all this questioning could occur, and it just suddenly feels, I don't know if have you ever felt that, of questioning if what you really are fighting for is right?
more than you can imagine.
Well, we'll touch on that later, but can I at least have your word that you'll look after Satine, no matter the cost?
He nods.
He pulls out a hand to shake on.
And he shakes as such.
Yeah, decent grip on the kid. Nothing on
Yeah.
yours, but yeah, he's working out. And he goes, all right, I gotta go back and get ready for get into my outfit fitted for the day. Mum always gets me in something just so embarrassing, and tux doesn't even fit on me right anymore. But look, just pretend this conversation never happened. Just try to assume a low profile, don't get too chatty, but be at least a little bit so you're not looking suspicious. Just keep at least I don't know, say a good 60 feet or less between yourself and Satine. If not, or if you see Soren up to anything suspicious, just keep an eye on him.
I'll do my best, kid. And just... No, you're wrong. This conversation never happened.
Just sort of confirming that with you.
Alright, he nods and steps lead back up, and he escorts you off, and then he just sort of walks the opposite direction, paying you no mind.
And as soon as he's out of sight, immediately just sort of back to the wall as he's just sort of hand on his head, just sort of just.
Griff.
All right.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yes, feel the bad feeling.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Last.
This fucking kid.
Hey,
That's what
I
I'm
rolled the
saying.
stealth check for him, and y'all's passive.
I knew immediately my head was just sort of the stealth check.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It all comes back
That
to
was
it.
horrible.
Yeah, I'm taking advantage of y'all's not super high wisdoms.
Sweet.
But speaking of low wisdom, and last but not least,
Fuck.
we go to Raziel. As you're waking up and party preparations are still being made throughout the palace. Anything you're doing as you're waking up and you're just sort of hearing all the mucking and running about outside.
Yeah. Like, as he's getting himself together, no armor, just casual clothes. He reckons that everyone's just kind of getting the ball set up, so
Mm-hmm.
he thinks they can handle it for now. He's gonna stay in his room for just a little bit longer and meditate. What he wants to do specifically is reach out to that Night Sister lady.
Okay. All right, so you're just closing your mind and attempting to reach out to her?
Yep.
Okay. So, what we're going to do for this, I'm going to have you roll a charisma check at advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Luck of the Soren.
Let's hope.
That's pretty lucky.
All
Yeah.
All right. So, you close your mind. Instead of, like, going into that calm meditative state, you attempted but failed to reach on Coruscant a couple days prior. You instead are just trying to seize into that feeling of sadness and just remembering home and like your last moments there. And through that, like the room begins to fill with the red mist slowly surrounding Raz. And then as you close your eyes, trying to fight this like feeling of the cold surrounding you and eventually enveloping you, and then open your eyes, and before you stands Mother Talzin with her hands sort of like all like tucked in like in each of her sleeves, just standing and looking, like bending down and looking at you. You called me, child.
He just looks at her, kind of looking stern, and goes, I did. I have some questions I wanted to follow up with before I was cut off.
I understand. Perhaps I can provide all, if not most, of the answers. Though, preferably, coming back home. Coming to Dathomir, I can provide a more full explanation.
Oh, you're on Dathomir.
Sensing your presence, you are not too far. It is only a few parsecs away from this Mandalore. Perhaps once your business is concluded there, you can pay me a visit. I can ensure my sisters will give you a warm welcome.
Sure they will. I'll keep that in mind for now, but I need to ask.
Please do.
Before you left, you called me son. What did you even mean by that? I know my mother. I knew what she looked like. I spent my childhood with her before the Separatists attacked, and you look nothing like her. So what do you mean?
Her face, as like you're like getting, as you're explaining, like asking this full question, it switches.
He's
from,
getting like, he's like getting fired up. He looks impatient and just frustrated with all these questions, and just he puts his foot down and just he wants answers.
Right. And like as you are getting heated, like she switches from like this very flat sort of expression to now much more somber and sad, and you even see a tear start to flow in her eye as she takes both her hands and like holds your face, or attempts to, if you allow.
I push them back for now.
She like gasps a little bit and goes, "There is so much you have yet to understand. I debated for many years if you were ready to know, but you are of age now. It might not be the best moment, but it is time you learn the truth of your heritage."
Heritage? Just... what the hell do you know about me?
Your mother was Isabrak from Iridonia, yes, but her life on that world was not as easy as one would assume. The men were quite brutal in her upbringing, and she sought refuge on the further side of Dathomir, and my other knight sisters came to protect her, and with time, she became one of us. We taught her in the ways of magic, while not as proficient as others, she was still quite skilled in the art. While I forbade her from leaving, she somehow managed to make contact with another Zabrak male that somehow foolishly got to her heart, and she says that she fell in love with him, that it was all real. I forbade her from going back, but despite my warning, she resisted. I tried reaching out to her through the veils, but she denied my entry and making that connection once again.
As soon as the mention of her becoming a Night Sister, Raz's eyes go wide. He goes, Night Sister? No, that's... She wasn't. She was just a farmer on Ertonia like me. How? I never saw her use magic.
You were far too young to understand what she was doing. She grew to appreciate the nature that surrounded her, both on Dathomir and Iridonia. And while I could not speak with her, I could see her actions. She used her magics to help shield the village from any attackers or thugs or those who wish to cause trouble in her village to protect her sons. Just looking down at you, and like turns away for a moment. To my knowledge, she did not use the darker arts that being a Night Sister teaches. And as far as I am aware, her husband was never privy to her magical capabilities.
Oh. She kept it from all of us?
It is why you are so strong in the Force as you are. You inherited. That is why you are my son, though not entirely by blood. You have Night Sister energies and magic flowing through your veins. That is what makes you strong.
Again, he freezes up at that mention, and his eyes go even wider, and he just looks down and goes, I have that magic in me? I thought it's always been the Force, or what Maul and Cities taught me, not this. And he just looks at his hand, clenches it, and it's not, I know who I am. I think, what?
She tries to lean into, like, touch your shoulder, and, like, she, like, very, like, slowly trying to just reach out and comfort you in some way.
He doesn't push away this time. He's just trying to wrap his head around all this, because this is a lot to take in. He's kind of trembling right now.
Yeah, she goes, relax.
Chris.
Hold on. What? Who did what?
It was on the Twitch chat. He just said, Raz, please.
Okay, right. But yeah, she goes, I understand that this is overwhelming in a way, to finally see where your power originates. I will admit that the Force and the magic, while different, they are very similar energies. We influence. The Night Sisters twist lives in a more different fashion, capable of doing things as bringing back the dead, or perhaps restoring sanity to those who have lost their way. Maul and Decidios took you in and enhanced the life-altering, the energy-altering capabilities. So with practice, you can perhaps attain what a Night Sister is truly capable of.
Wait. Hang on, you said they came to manipulate these... whatever this is inside me. What did they know where to find me?
I'm not sure. All I know is, thinking back to that day, there was a massive presence of this dark energy surrounding Iridonia. And when it left, a similar but more familiar dark side energy approached the system. So, likely, they were following what destroyed your homeworld.
Following. Sure. You still don't know who it was. How... Wait, if my mom could use this power to protect our village, then why didn't she stop whoever killed everyone there?
She tried, Raziel. With all of her heart, every fiber of her being, she did what she could to protect the land, but whoever this warrior was, or warriors or clan, did it, they ensured that there were no survivors. Your mother fought bravely, but she eventually, like all of us, fell.
He fought back? She could fight, and he just, his knees crouch against I guess the dark veil they're in. He just collapses.
And like she'll kneel down and like just hold your face up so like you're making eye contact. Come to Dathomir. I will ease all this pain. And perhaps with your help and the other sisters, we can perhaps bring her back. It has not been attempted by the Order to revive a fallen sister, not through the traditional means, anyway. But perhaps an exception can be made.
And his eyes start to shimmer, and he's trembling, and he's just shaking his head and goes, I don't... City's told me the same, that he could bring her back, but I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know who to trust.
You are still young, my son. There is much you have, while you are ready to know this truth, to execute it. Perhaps you need more time to acquire that capability. But I must go. But before I do, you must know this Soren you travel with. While it is not the same strength I felt the day that Irdon, your village, fell, the energy is quite similar in its raw, wild potential.
He raises his head again and looks at Taliesin. What? No, No, not Soren. He couldn't have. It's gotta be one of another sorcerer. He wouldn't do that.
Looking at how at his age, it is very unlikely he could have done it. But more than likely, it is one of these sorcerers of Hran that he spoke of. Play along with his story. His intentions are not... He might be hiding more than he has been willing to share. If you follow his path, find these sorcerers, you will find the one who took away your village, your mother. Then you can have your revenge.
And his hand just clenches up, and he starts breathing heavily as his brows furrow, and he's getting consumed by that anger again.
And as that's happening, she will lay a kiss on your forehead. And then the darkness veil sort of fades away, and then you hear just outside.
And like, as the veil starts disappearing, his head snaps back up, just shouts, "Wait!" And then it's gone.
Mm-hmm. You just hear from outside, familiar voice, Bo-Katan's. Raziel! You alright in there?
he jumps a bit and like takes a moment to like kind of catch his breathing again. Tears are streaming down his face, but he tries wiping it off and goes, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'll be out in a minute."
All right, just want to ask if you want to join me and some of the guard for a ride. We'll be scouting the outer edges of the palace. We'll be back within. You can be back well before, with enough time to change. Just let me know if you want in.
Yeah, I'll come with. One sec. And he just, he kind of, I mean, he gets off his, he gets off the floor, kind of strains out his clothes, takes a moment to compose himself and control his breathing again. And he walks to the door, a little bit shaky after that whole thing, but he opens it.
Alright. And, I'll actually roll an insight for Bo. See if she can read into what is going on with you, my guy, because you're not looking great.
No, he's really not. He's, yeah.
Okay, let's
He looks like he just recovered from like a panic attack or something.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, she deserves a bonus to this. I think it would be... Yeah, it is a +6, so I'll just roll it on here. It will be that. Bump it up. And are you going to try to hide it at all, or not really?
At this point, probably not. He tried to compose himself as best he could before he opened the door, but after that, he's just like, it's really exhausting to do.
Okay. Like, as, like, she opens up the door and you're just standing there aside and, like, your eyes are very, like, still kind of, just, like, did you cry in it? I already forgot.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah. Eyes are still very red, quite damp. Might not be the best word to describe what eyes are feeling, but yeah, just, you look like you cried.
Yeah, they're more like bloodshot red or anything.
Yeah.
They're more like bloodshot red, but yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, by the Force, you alright? Did I come in at a bad time?
No, I'm alright, just... bad Force vision. Hard to explain. I'll be fine.
Anything that I should be aware of?
No. Nothing that concerns the ball or your sister or anything here. Just more about... And he just gestures to himself and goes, myself. Something I've got to deal with.
I understand. I have my own personal matters to attend to, but I can get wanting to put up a couple of barriers in between other people wanting to get in and try to fix it and inevitably mess it up. But come, we're a couple of my other guard and we'll be riding about the outside of the palace grounds to ensure we won't be dealing with any uninvited guests.
Sure thing.
Alright.
And he just takes, assuming Bo leads the way, he takes a couple of deep breaths, wipes his face again, and then follows.
Alright. And as you do come back in, and like she'll lead you off to her speeder, and she'll go, oh, and like she'll just sort of like toss you your pistol.
I catch it. Or yeah.
Just
or do I need to roll to catch it?
No. You catch it. You're that good.
Cool.
Yeah. And she goes, just in case we run into anything unexpected, can't trust you with the saber, but I trust you. I hope you're at least a decent shot.
Still learning the basics, but yeah. I'll do what I can.
I'll take the basics over nothing. Let's go. And like she'll get up on one speeder and the others will go behind. Really? Just don't stray too far behind us.
Got it.
All right.
He gets on and yeah.
All right. You'll just rev up your speeder. And everyone else readies up theirs, and you guys are off throughout the city. I'll say, as it's going on, if you could make me a perception check, just to see if you find anything of note.
Perception. Oh my! I'm proficient in perception.
It's fine. I'll give you the freebie one. You obviously see. It's a bit ways away, but you will see a large crowd of folks gathered, and they're just sort of raising, just sort of doing chants you can't entirely discern from here. But what you do see from far away is a lot of them are are just saying "down with Satine" in Arabish. A lot of them are depicting Mandalorians older pictures of them winning battles and just very glorified pictures of Mandalorian victories and of old. And you just sort of seeing it's not a large, I'd say it's maybe 20 to 30 people. They're not causing any trouble. It's just sort of them are just sort of protesting right by this statue of Satine.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And Bo just sort of seeing their remarks. Don't mind them. They're just loyalists to the old ways of Mandalore, and would rather see my sister fall from grace and go back to the old ways than continue the system we've had for the past couple of years.
She really seems set on the pacifist route, I suppose.
Indeed. It can be a bit annoying when our supply drops have been threatened by pirates and we're not allowed to make full defensive measures against them, but she is adamant about her beliefs that not everything can be and should be solved with violence. I wish if only it were that simple, but those radicals don't look like anything we should worry about.
That's good, at least.
You ever deal with people like this? Back in your own home? I read a bit up on you that you're from Iridonia. Not exactly a sprawling city, but it's quite a nice little farm community from what I've heard.
Did you read up on all of us before we came?
I like to keep my tabs on all guests that get in a concerning proximity with my sister.
Fair. But to answer your question, nothing like this. It was a pretty quiet village, all things considered. Worst we had to deal with people who tried to steal our food, but nothing major. We were pretty safe. Some bullies here and there, but well, you know, people will do anything to start trouble.
I see.
No no danger until you probably know you read my file.
Well, I don't know the specifics of what happened, but I saw that the village indeed fell some time ago, and I'm sorry. I do envy, though, that you at least started up with a quiet life. I wish maybe if I had that, Corky's father would still be around to see him grow up.
You said his father was killed?
Yes. Dealing with another clan at the time, we were both fighting for the Vizsla house. It grew... It turned into an ambush. Or at least as we were attempting to fly off, we cut-jumped. He stood back and fought them off, while I made my escape. I tried to say I could stand and fight, but he knew about the baby on the way and wanted to at least know in his last moments that his legacy would continue.
So sorry for your loss. No kid should ever have to go through losing their parents.
Yes, it was quite rough, at least for the first few months, but I'm at least thankful that Corky didn't have to see it. I know that's even more traumatizing, at least seeing the ones in your family line before you fall to circumstances that that they don't know they're powerless to stop.
Yeah. I can imagine. And he just, as he's revving, he just tightens his grip on the wheels,
Alright.
on the handbars.
Alright, and you guys keep going about. Everything else looks pretty chill, and she'll sort of dismiss you off as the time to come back to the ball approaches, and as that happens, Shuri and Satine, you guys are walking about, making your way to the palace. And she just goes back to you, Shir'iven, saying, well, I believe with everything discussed that perhaps it is right for Mandalore to align with the Republic. Perhaps we can both announce it together at the gala this evening. Shir'iven? Jinx?
Oh, she's muted. Hello.
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. Sorry.
You good?
What did you say?
The Satine, you guys are both walking back from sort of going about the city. She gave you a lot of a historical tour along with you guys sort of chit-chatting about the diplomatic stuff of what Mandalore would give, what the Republic would. I'll just say a quick a little thing. What would you have said that the Republic would offer?
I brought up probably the protection thing, in which there would be an offer for if they would probably just some form of protection,
just
outside of the atmosphere. That'd be good, doable probably.
Just a standing army, not on Mandalore itself. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously rations for her people.
Mm-hmm.
Any commerce that could be sold within Mandalore's like marketplace or anything.
Right.
Yeah, Shiri was just kind of going off like what they needed.
Okay. Got it. All right. Yeah, and like she turns to you and goes, well, with all of that in mind, I think you have convinced me, Master Jedi, that perhaps Mandalore, remaining pacifist, remaining neutral in this conflict, might not be no longer the best for my people, and continuing my planet's safety. And I believe we can make an alignment between ourselves, my system, and the Republic. Perhaps would you like to announce this allegiance together at the Guard later this evening?
I would adore it. It would be my honor.
Good. I know it seems like public speaking is a natural thing for me, but something especially with the sort of magnitude can be quite daunting, and while it's forgive me saying this, but while it's not as simple as holding Obi's hand and feeling like I had all the power in the world. I mean, having you by my side, I think, gives a sense of hope and confidence that we can see something like this through.
It's going to be a momentous Dutch.
Good. Just don't let Obi know about that little, this little conversation of the agreement until everything is finalized.
Oh, of course.
Well, I better go get ready, so I'll see you later this evening.
Yes. Shiri bows her head slightly and smiles. Have a good afternoon, Duchess. We will see you at the ball.
I will see you soon, Master Jedi. As guards will sort of like come up and flank either side, walk her into the palace, and the hours pass. Everybody's getting on their outfits. Oh, Raz, by the way, you totally. Bo asked for the blaster back after the patrol.
Okay, yeah, I would give it back to her.
Good. I didn't want to cause any problems.
Yeah, no, I don't want to piss her off.
But yeah. So, you guys all get in on your snazzy outfits, and I have image references for all of them. I just don't have one for Chase's. If Chase, you have like something specific, you can just throw my way. I'll just go through everyone to like get.
Outfits. Yes, no, by all means, please go one by one. I'm totally prepared for this scenario. Absolutely, absolutely prepared.
So, can I just open with? Oh, okay. I can just do it through Discord. That's probably gonna be, or just open originals, and we'll go about it that way. But all right. So, first up, we have Raz's little outfit. And where is it? Okay, right here. We'll just drop it right here for people to see. And just a nice, like, standard little vest. Like, not a very flashy sort of pattern. Sleeves are rolled down to sort of hide his tattoos. And he gets his... does Raz shine his head? I'm curious. Or at least, like, cleans it up, like you're like you have like your own little shower if you like.
Yeah, I would clean. I would definitely wash up before the ball. And
this man buffs his head.
He doesn't have any hair, so it's just like.
No, I know. I know what I said. Yeah. I know what I said.
I mean, you gotta watch out for the horns, but still, like you gotta keep.
I was gonna say, so no.
Got the Dremel. Got the Dremel.
Yeah.
So no horn.
Yeah, he cleans up, and yeah, after that, the sleeves are rolled down, and he is wearing his standard gloves.
Nice.
What did you say? Our armor class dropped down to what?
It's basically 10 plus your dexterity modifier. So for, I believe, let's double check. I think for everybody, but Soren. I could be wrong. Like,
Okay.
yeah, Shuri, yours would be just 12.
Got it.
Yeah.
Ooh, mine's 13, if I'm getting that right.
Yep.
Yikes!
Welcome
wish-
to my level.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, and for Viper, yours is also down to a 13 as well.
Fun.
Yeah. But, continuing on with the descripciones of everyone's little outfits, we have Soren in a
What up?
nice little lavish, I think
It's
this-
me.
Yeah, that's you. You wanted like this in more a white sort of look? Or did you like stick
I don't
with
remember if I picked out. I don't remember if I picked out a color, but yeah, I mean, it would be not.
Yeah.
It would be not a white, but more like a gray, like a light gray.
Okay, yeah, just like a sort of a light gray sort of cape, vest, pants combo, and you got that brooch.
And then you got me. You gave me a brooch,
Yeah.
Brooch.
No cane, but yeah.
brioche bun.
Yeah. Soren
Give
looking
him-
pretty.
give him
You
the
did
cane.
like your hair and like swooped it off to the side, or however you think Soren would do his hair to make look a little less scum and villain-y.
Oh no, he's definitely going to be a bad boy about it.
Mhm.
Arrive like, oh, I woke up this way with the hair.
You get
Well,
some,
it took him like an hour.
okay. You just like see like the occasional like political person just sort of like roll their eyes, just go, just sort of like paying your outfit no mind and
Bitch, you wish you
Wow.
looked like me.
Wow, what a
like, of course. And one of the, like you just hear like some hush whispers like one of the Duchess's invitees. Of course, they don't get to dress as regally as we do. Like just like twirling their mustaches, just being like
Like saying it like that, all I can imagine is the freaking. All I'm imagining is just the freaking Duke from Moulin Rouge, just sort of like.
Oh yes! Holy shit! Duchess Satine. I don't like other people touching my things.
I mean, it's more like when you know the phrase "eat the rich," like these like, and you know like you picture the rich in your mind. These are those people.
Eat the rich.
Yeah,
Eat
they-
the rich.
Yeah, they
These
look
the rich
very
weeds,
well
sweet.
off, and like in top hats and like very like fine, lavish like fake fur or real fur. You don't know. Sort of like boas and shit, and just looking all fancy.
Fancy.
Yeah. And that's Soren and Raz's. Oh, and this is a Shir'iven's. I'll just drop it in. here.
Hello.
Yeah. Something a little like the far right one here.
Yeah, so she has the black suit under that coat, and the coat she has draped off her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see where that little white thing on her backside is, like
Mhm.
that little thing in the middle one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where her saber is.
Oh,
She's hiding it behind her belt, behind her coat.
you haven't gotten it back. I'll let you know.
You said that I had my saber.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
you said
Yeah,
everyone's
that's
a
right.
Shir'iven.
That is
Yeah.
right. I am sorry. You are
Because
correct,
she's
though.
a Jedi.
Yeah, she gets that
Oh,
privilege.
Do you want me to say what weapons I got on me?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I will say, Soren, if you really wanted to, you could still have the penknife.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have the pen knife.
Yeah, just sort of like you have that tucked in the pencil.
If you allow. If
Oh,
you will
yeah.
allow.
Oh yeah, like easily. No one is going to unless they like try really fucking hard to see what is going on there. So, yeah, Viper, you have any specific outfit you or image reference for what Viper is sporting?
Okay. Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
Because, much like Viper, me and him are both fashion colorblind, so I'll just put this in. I'll just put this in image reference.
I just
it
hope-
doesn't have to be as bougie, but it's like I'd imagine just sort of like I could imagine just sort of like since there's a ball, it's just sort of like there's a I don't want to make a lore thing, but anyway, that there it is. It's an image references, but just that, but like not as bougie or as like ridiculous. You feel?
I can kind of follow. Like it's still like
Cool.
like it's basically like your military diaper, like the suit you wear under the clone armor. But,
Yes.
Yeah, that and like with like a little bit of like extra attachments and like you took off the armoring off the gloves and you just sort of
Yes.
put them on. You have like you're you're wearing your fucking Camino like Series 1 combat boots.
Yep.
Yeah.
This man don't know fashion.
Yeah. Your hair's like you do have hair, right? Viper has hair? Just-
No.
No, okay. And like you'll still have like the scarf like over your nose and face?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it's what the squad is rolling up to a fucking political ball in. And yeah. So you guys make your way inside. It is very quite busy, and Soren, you are looking around, seeing all of the spots noted that I'll say like even though like you didn't memorize what was on Bo-Katan's sheet, you got a pretty good feel, or at least remembered of what was where, and
Okay.
yeah, at least like some of like you're like seeing those kind of like in a video game, like the top-down perspective, and then like you're like in the first or third person, and you're saying, oh, okay, now I kind of see. All right, she moved that thing around there. Like now, like you're starting to put the pieces together of like, okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. So you have a very rough
Cool.
idea of where most of the guards within the palace grounds are.
Got it.
Yeah. And yeah. So you guys go all in. Place is looking quite fancy, and I'll say, Viper, as you come on in, you will notice Corky is sort of standing by Satine's side, like off like towards like the center of the hall, like sort of overseeing everything. Or like yeah, like or she has like this little sort of balcony area, like overlooking the ballroom floor where everybody's just sort of gathering around. You're seeing like the band get their music instruments set up and like start like slowly learning to like get their things all set up. And while she's looking around at that, Corky just sort of looks down, makes eye contact with you, and just gives like a little quick nod.
As in like a come over here nod, or just sort of like, hey, good to see you here nod.
Yeah, just the latter, where you just sort of, it's a nod of like, hey, I see you. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
and
yeah.
and just with that quick nod back to him.
Okay. But yeah, and as the festivities are going on, is there anything anyone would like to do? Like there's punch bowls set up and like a fountain of satine like made out of ice. It's very lovely put together. Seeing a bunch of like astromech droids sort of roll around like just like offering plates of drinks, and people are just being like, why thank you, little unit. Just like taking little sips of like fine space booze, wine made from the grapes of Concordia, and what else? Yeah, like the band is slowly like getting together. And yeah, anything you guys would like to do while y'all are in the ball?
I'll lean over to Shiri. I know we're here on business, but does that mean we're not allowed to partake in some of the more festive beverages?
I mean, you're allowed, just don't overdo it.
Okay, I have some people to show up. We'll go over it.
Shuri's already like, she already has like a wine glass in her hand. And she kind of like,
Oh,
if he like wanders off, like I've got to, when he says that, she's just gonna kind of like look at him wandering off, like pure confusion, like, Huh?
It's like that Lady Dimitrescu meme of her on the phone, but instead
Yeah.
instead of a phone, it's just Shir'iven just holding a glass of Concordian wine, just being like,
But
Ugh.
only for like 2 seconds, and she's just immediately, not my problem, and just downs
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
it's like, now it's my turn to party. But yeah, Soren is off showing up the Mando assholes. And
It's just Raz just mutters under his breath, and he goes, as long as he doesn't get drunk on the drop, I don't care what he does.
Exactly.
Also, Raz, I'll let you know, in universe, like 16 is legal drinking age. I think. If you
wanna
really
drink,
want to.
buddy?
Like, like, I mean,
That's right. No, that's right. Because like technically, like technically for Zabrak, that'd be like they'd be considered adults.
yeah, I
but
mean,
he's
hey,
really-
it's up to you if you want to say like, is Raz like, hey, he's a farm boy, he's shut in, he's never had a drink in his life, or maybe, like up to you. Like, would this be, if he wanted to partake, would this be Raz's first time potentially getting, drunk if it does happen?
I'd say he wouldn't get drunk, but he might give it a try
Okay.
and see how
Um,
it tastes.
Shiri would be willing to help him in finding his drink.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, if you want to partake here, let's try and see what your taste buds are like. Shiri is going to offer a sip of her wine.
All right.
What would you say that it's close to? Is it like a Cabernet, a Merlot? What are we working with?
Ooh, I don't know, Booze. What's the red one?
There's many. Okay, hold on. I'm making an assumption. If you want to just say like, oh, it's just a typical Cabernet or something
Yeah.
like that.
It's very like high class, expensive wine. Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
All right, Pinot Noir then.
Pinot Noir, yeah.
Yep.
Space
Noir.
Pinot Noir, just like from Concordia, is offered to you, Raz. It's the grape scent and wheat is very strong, while it's not the same type of wheat or fruits that were bared in Iridonia. It is a little bit familiar, though it is like slightly different with the bit of alcohol in there. If you would like to taste.
Just so you know, a Pinot Noir is dry and it's light to medium bodied. It's very acidic.
I know these words.
Alright. Yeah, he'll kind of like just kind of hold the glass in his hand, swirl the drink, like kind of move the glass as the drink kind of moves, and he'll take a sip.
All right, go ahead and make me a Constitution save.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
Really hope it's good.
10? Okay, you hold it down. This is a first time of trying an alcohol, like, one this fancy and also
Wait.
this strong. What?
How big a sip did he take?
It's like just like a basic sip, like
Okay.
something you drink like from water, like just basic sip.
Oh, Shiri kind of like looks at him and like that. Oh, going right in. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, just like a light little tip back, and it's just a little. Oh god! Like, it's not like you're not like immediately gagging. Like, it's not like the aftertaste is decent. Like, you taste the grape and all this other stuff, but then like that acid at the beginning is like, ugh. Like, it just. Yeah. It's.
Yeah, that's probably not for you. You might be. I shouldn't have done that. Maybe a sweeter drink might be better. Probably something like a mixed one.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just
Get you some
he-
water.
he hands the drink back to Shir'iven.
Yeah.
I will.
Shiri takes shrugs a little bit. She takes a little sip and it just like kind of like ushers him towards the like a bar.
Yeah. I'll say, like, yeah, there is, like, a bar, sort of, like, standing, a bar just nearby, Yeah, like it's just a bar like within the ball that's sort of like it's one of those like mobile bars that's sort of like it wasn't it. You guys definitely didn't see this there before,
Right.
the ball tonight. But yeah, like it was just brought in, and it has like all these like beautiful like floating chairs and all these like Mandalore governors and people are just sort of catering around there. They sort of scooch by, or like they kind of leave you an opening, just like sort of seeing Raz walk in, just being like. You could tell they're like a little bit scared, but yeah. Like,
Shiri kind of like if anyone's giving them a look, she kind of like gives them that like that mom side eye like before she kind of like looks to the bartender with like a gentle smile, just like, "Good evening."
Yeah. And you see a what's the word? A protocol droid. Sort of in like the armor is actually sort of designed to look like a very fine black and white tux in the little red
cute.
tie
Oh,
and be like,
that's cute.
"Hello, I am 13AR. I specialize in all alcohol in 6 million forms of intoxication. How can I assist you?"
First, I would like water for my friend here, and then, She kind of looks at Raz. "Do you want something sweet, or would you prefer something just a bit more mild?"
Let's. And he just remembers the acidic taste and goes, "Let's try mild this time."
Let's go with a simple gin and tonic for him then.
Ooh, nice little a little H2O and some gin and tonic. Let's see what I can come up with. And like he like one like gets like his head's like still like facing you guys, but his body sort of shifts behind him, and like the arms are like pulling all these levers, and he like gets like one like glass and like tosses it over, stays like he is like being a little like loosey goosey, but it's accurate, and he's just sort of like accurately like tossing glasses on the table, and then he like gives it like he grabs like some. Do you make gin and tonic like shaken, not stirred? Like
You can shake it, but sometimes people just prefer just pouring the gin in and then letting the tonic water kind of like mix it around. Give it a little light stir and then garnish it with probably like cucumber or mint, depending.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, my bartender in me is coming out. Oh God.
It's all good. Hey, it helps. It helps set the mood. But yeah, as he's like doing that, and, like he brings the drinks. Oh, my goodness! I totally forgot to ask. Would you prefer your drink shaken or stirred?
Give it just a slight stir.
Of course. As he like finds a nice little bottle, just like pours it into a cup and like gets a nice little fruit adorned on the side and gives it a light little stir and goes, "Enjoy a nice, relaxing rava. I hope it soothes your taste buds."
Thank you.
And Shiri slides him the water first.
Yeah, he grabs it like really quickly and kind of downs it.
This one should be a bit easier, a bit citrusy.
Let's hope it's better. And he puts the glass of water on like the side, and he grabs the drink. Drinks it. He takes a more cautious sip.
Okay. Now for another con save, please.
Okay. Come on. I do not want to be drunk
little
in
baby.
battle, please.
Little baby man.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna roll a D100. I want to give you a chance because you're taking baby sips. You're not getting drunk, but something else has gotta slip, bruh. I just can't let it.
Am I gonna throw up or something?
Maybe it goes down the wrong pipe.
I mean, hold on. I have ideas. Let's see
Go,
what-
go ahead and roll.
Honestly, tonic water is usually fizzy. So I mean, he could possibly just do like a small like little cough or something like that.
Okay.
Or like
Almost
like
choke
like
on
a
it.
spit, like a nat one spit take on someone important. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Ooh, 90. Actually, yeah. Like we'll say, as like you are, like drinking it, and it just sort of comes back like with a vengeance. Just spit take, and like you like are just seeing the slightly shaved head and like bald, no, a blonde hair, just suddenly become wet, as a very, very perturbed Pre-Vizsla just turns to you and goes,
Yes.
I just had this iron specifically for the gala event. Raziel, such a pleasure to see you again here at the gala. I hope you're having a grand time thus far. Are you enjoying yourself? And he is like, you don't even have to insight. He is seething with rage.
Oh, Shiri is just like, staring daggers at this guy. Like, pardon me. This was technically my fault. He's trying to just get a taste for something tonight.
Exactly what she said. I apologize. I did not mean to spit it out in your direction, good sir.
I hope if this is your first time in a political event of this caliber, I would advise trying new things with a little more caution and not near the advisor to the Duchess of Mandalore. I need to change my outfit, as he like sort of like marches off and like just pushes people away and like goes off to his quarters. And Satine, like, I'll say, Shiri, you catch out the corner of the corner of your eye. Satine is just laughing a little bit to herself, like just sort of like seeing this from above.
See at that, like if Shiri can catch that, she kind of just like sighs a bit in relief before looking to Raz. All right.
As after Vizsla leaves, he turns back to Shiri and just lets out a chuckle.
Well, before you spit it out, was it a nice taste at least?
Was it?
Well, I will say, you're not being from a farm-focused civilization. You know, making a lot of space barley, space wheat. I don't know the names of Star Wars plants. Judge me. But you're used to making more things like that, and not necessarily tropical sort of fruits. And when you got that, plus that combined with the fizziness and the strength of the tonic and the gin, all sort of coming up, this Rava just, like, it overwhelmed all of your senses and just suddenly, like...
Wait, honey, real quick,
say.
tonic's not alcoholic.
Oh, what?
No, tonic's not alcoholic. Tonic water is used as a mixer.
Yeah.
It is.
It was the gin then.
It was the gin.
Yeah.
The gin.
Yeah, like you were riding the tonic high. I was like, oh yeah, like this is great. And then that gin kicked in, and fucking just you became fucking a seltzer, and just sprayed like, yeah, you like just ruined the back of Vizsla's little getup.
It was all right at first, and then something else kicked in.
Probably the gin. It's a nice starter drink to have that isn't straight alcohol.
Well, if I had to spit it out, would be lying if I said
And
it wasn't, you know.
that's fine then, but why don't we... I'm not going to force you to do another drink if you're not willing, obviously.
Maybe not. I'd rather not get in trouble here.
Of course. Would you like a pineapple juice then?
Sure, why not?
Right. Shiri's gonna order him just pineapple juice.
Okay. And just
Fake
like, it's
pineapple.
like
Space.
one pineapple juice coming right up, and like you actually sort of see like he the droid sort of like has like these brass, sort of like, or copper, or like a very fine looking metal glass, like not typical, sort of cup that like you see for the wine. Like it's not see through, and like
Right.
It's Beskar.
not Beskar, but it could be like it's like, like made in China. It's like, oh, this is like real Beskarian glasses, but it's like it's totally fake Beskar. Like Soren, like you're not even there. You can be like, smell something. It's definitely not Beskar. It smells like Beskar. Like you get the,
Oh,
it's
sure.
that strong of like it's so processed, or just like companies definitely try to cash in on like, if we sell Beskar silverware, like that's gonna make us gazillions of credits. But yeah, obviously it's like for the people who want to spread the culture. But yeah, like he just gets this very fine looking glass and like actually like finds like a whole ass pineapple, and like then one of his like arms turns into like a little vibro machete and just begins to like quickly like cut off all the sharp ends, and then just like gently squeezes the juices out, adds a little bit of sugar, adds a nice little like cherry through a straw, and hands you that juice.
Archer is going to slide that to him. That should be better.
Oh, I'll grab the glass and go, one would hope. And I take a sip from that.
Yeah. Much like the gin and tonic, but like definitely a lot like it's, how like those moments of like where like stuff comes out of your nose and you just need like something to like, refresh your gullet, like cuz like your sinuses are all dry, and then like as you like are taking the sip and you are kind of just in your mind's eye, it's kind of like a 5-gun commercial where you almost are teleported to like a beach in your mind, just like, I could drink these forever. That's kind of what the vibe you get from the pineapple juice.
Yeah, he takes the sip, kind of lets out an, much better.
But yeah, I think we will take a quick little break right here. It's 10:16 EST, so we'll be right back at around 10:26 EST, 7 p.m. 7:26 PST, and we will be back to continue and wrap up the ball in just a moment. So
Sweet.
Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
All right, sounds good.
all right, we'll be right back, folks. And we are back. We are back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yo.
Ayo.
Yeah. Just getting the ball started and already so much fun. They are not overstaying their welcome at all on the
Nope.
system.
Nope.
They fit,
Not at all.
They fit so right in. Speaking
We-
of which, Soren, you want to talk to some big wig Manto motherfuckers?
Yes. Like you said, I like to blend in. I like to enjoy and participate. So I'm going to find if there's anyone that I was able to pick up on anyone who was maybe perhaps using insight to see if anyone was a criticizer previously.
Okay.
You know,
I'll say
particularly of the richer folks.
Yeah, I'll say like one Vizsla like got a drink spilled on, like the guy who made fun of you earlier, like he has like he's all like sort of dressed up. It's I'll say Governor Almec, you like spot him among the crowd of like, but like he's like far off talking to some other diplomats. But over here you're seeing like this slightly younger gentleman, like appears to be like within his 50s, compared to Almec, that is. And like in like this sort of like tuxed and like it has like this sort of tail. It's not like down to touching the floor, but it's like just covering his butt just a little bit. Very fine suit and just sort of like sporting this like very fancy looking cane with like an eagle's head on it, and just has this little monocle. And like as like you sort of catch him like as Vizsla got just like drenched by Raz earlier. You just sort of like you saw this guy just sort of like giving a very haughty laugh at Vizsla's expense, and like just like slowly like making gossip, it looks like, among his little cronies.
I'll approach. Oh, you like that? You should have seen how he lost his cool at dinner the other day.
Really? And what was that the result of, my good old chap?
Result of we were just talking policy, and for some reason previously he gets worked up over nothing.
Indeed, boy has his head buried in the books of history. He thinks that Mandalore will rise once again to its former glory if we all simply don that stupid, preposterous-looking outfit. I mean, look at your friend over there. Your what was they called? The clone troopers. They just look positively ridiculous under the armor. You can't exactly. It's not the pride of an entire army. I mean,
listen, the Caminos are very, very talented in cloning, but not fashion design. I can agree with you on that.
Yeah, the whole being, like, I get the visor, like, that's a very cool and edgy, like, look at me, I have a little T on my face. Oh, how preposterous. These Mandalorians truly think they're above the law, and you should have seen the Civil Wars were quite a sight to behold. I was once a documenter, as you could say, of just sort of actually prior to engaging in the politics of Mandalore, I partook in a sort of very how you say, very at-risk reporting or documentation of events. I would arrive post certain battles across Mandalore, Concordon, and I would record results, perhaps sometimes during surprise attacks, which, a man of my age, it's quite risky, but we got
How
some...
fortunate we are to meet. I am in the very same profession as you.
Get out!
No, an action news reporter, journalist.
I must know your name, good boy. What is it?
I'm simply known as Soren. And then and so like I don't know, I'll like I'm like trying to be charming, telling jokes and shit, maybe at the expense of all that stuff.
Oh, yes, you can call me Sir Hedis Palmer. I am
Palmer.
Yes, I govern the southwestern sector of this portion of Mandalore.
Well, You'd have to tell me the title of your column. I'll be glad to check it out. Maybe I can take some pointers from you.
Yes, perhaps once all this is over, I can take you to my private film collection and show you the more risque material.
Hey.
You look like a scrappy young boy. You've seen the worst of some wars, I imagine.
Oh, the worst of some wars, some battles, and some of the best as well.
I take it. So, I assume you're not too fond of Vizsla and his politics as well?
No, of course not. No, he's quite rude. You know, there's a way to do business. You know, and there's a way to piss off everyone around you. Pre seems to think he could force his way one way or the other.
Perhaps, but putting his brashness aside, do you really think? What are your thoughts on Mandalore aligning with the Republic? This sudden, for one thing, you have this army of hypocrites, the Jedi, proclaiming they're peacekeepers, yet they're leading an army that sprung out of nowhere with no military experience. It's a downright travesty. Like, how can Mandalore, with all of its own history, though the Duchess seems to proclaims to ignore it, like, how can she more? What does she to gain from aligning from such a obviously House of Cards government that the Republic has going for it?
Well, let me tell you, I've thought about this greatly, in great deal. I've see, yes, you are correct. I believe this stance, this perspective of the Jedi and the Republic is accurate in most respects. However, if you look at the other side, they are, you look at the era of conquest of who the separatists have aligned themselves with. Very violent. I would rather like to avoid that level of violence in our streets.
Perhaps.
There are rumors that they have aligned themselves with one of the, I'll mutter under my breath, dark force wielders.
Oh yes, I've heard about
Yes.
these.
A phantom menace, if you will.
Oh my god.
Yes, the Phantom Menace. It was the shot that came from Naboo. It was heard around the galaxy. That's what the first papers or HoloNet reportings detailed of what happened on Naboo. It was quite fascinating. A Jedi,
Of course.
first time a Jedi had been killed by a combatant in thousands of years. You think the Jedi are so invincible for all this time, and then suddenly one ups and dies, and suddenly the veil's broken. But
And so that's precisely my point. If I was a politician on Mandalore, I'd come in and share the resources, come in the hero of the Republic, and in the short run seems like a questionable deal, but pays out in massive returns later on.
I see. Viper. While Soren is chatting up with this guy,
Walmer.
this character.
There you go. I rolled persuasion just in case.
Okay. I'll actually just roll that.
Damn nice.
Yeah. He and all his buddies are seemingly very abreast, nodding along, so you do have a good head on your shoulders. Come, let us discuss further politics, just away from the lesser folk that don't know what us true, what the true seers of the real world offers. Come.
Oh, for maybe a drink or two. I do have a prior engagement to get to, but this is quite enjoyable. I will join you.
Yes. And Viper, in the midst of all this, with Shiri helping with just chilling with Raz by the bar, Soren chatting up with the bigwigs, anything Viper is doing in all this?
Oh, he's keeping a close eye on Corky and Satine.
Okay.
Where are they exactly?
They came down from the balcony, or as all this is going on, Satine says we'll say they're making their way down from the balcony, and they're greeting certain governors, and they're shaking hands, and Corky eventually runs to his cadet friends, and Satine is making her way across and seeing shaking hands and hugging certain governors throughout. Yeah, that's about the gist of what they're doing. They're
Okay.
Yeah, they're like down from like the balcony, so they're on your level at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they're up to.
So sort of just like internal monologuing of just sort of like,
No, she'd suspect something if I just greeted her immediately. And the kid said he didn't want to bring anything to mind. Shh. Priff.
he's just trying to figure out what exactly to do. Just like this, balls aren't exactly his function per se. Just like covert isn't his thing, at least of this level. So he's just trying to just stand in line and just trying to figure out just like, I guess get some punch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Try to keep an eye out because now he's just sort of like a bit on alert. Just trying to make sure nothing goes wrong, so at least just like he can sort of like prove himself to Corky that he wasn't lying.
Okay. All right. So you go off and get your punch, and yeah, the droid like tosses you a glass, and as like you're sitting down and just like trying to like think, you get a little tap on your shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?"
Look over. Who am I seeing?
You're seeing, surprisingly, it is Bo-Katan, though in a much more sort of lavish style dress, very red and satin. It's not tight, or it's like one of those dresses that has like this little like light opening down the leg, so like you can move more freely. But she's dressed very, very beautifully, like sporting like nice little dangling crystalline earrings on either side, and goes,
Gotcha.
"You're the one they call Viper, right?"
Yes, Miss Katan, by all means, please, do you?
Seem a little bit on edge. We're not exactly in the combat field, soldier. Is everything all right?
Oh, no, it's just, physically, no, but just mentally, just like there's a bit trying to get used to it, just like, big political event, Mandalore, thousands upon hundreds of very important people here. You just want to keep an eye and make sure that everything is running as it is.
Well, I have my best men ensuring that nothing will go wrong. Now,
Which is nothing against you and your men per se. It's just, it's hard to. It's like a stubborn light switch. You just try to get it down, but it just can't really exactly. Need a bit of elbow grease to sort of shut everything down.
I understand. They are beginning the dances soon, so I would advise looking for a partner. Speaking of which, do you know where I can find Soren?
Soren, yes, I do believe he's. Well, knowing Soren, he's probably off mingling with the higher ups. I think I just saw him. I believe I actually did saw him move somewhere near the one of the upper. I believe the term is upper echelon fellows. And knowing him, he's probably talking their ear off, and they're probably talking his ear off. So, needless to say, he's fitting in quite well.
All right, I'll go. I just need to get a little bit someplace more private with him, and a little perhaps after our dance. So, if you'll excuse me.
Of course.
And by the way, it's a nice little outfit you've got there.
He just sort of looks down, just sort of like,
It's it's something.
he says, just like trying to laugh it off a bit.
Perhaps we can show you around the place, and I'll find you a more appropriate attire.
That would actually be fantastic.
And yeah, as all that's going on, I will say, you see Bo-Katan sort of Shuri and Raz, as you guys are just like sort of chatting by the bar. You do see Bo-Katan sort of passing by, and sort of like you, Raz, like you're used to her, like you've seen her enough times where you're kind of used to her like without a lot of makeup on. but like she just looks like a little bit more dolled up, like she put a little bit more effort into it. Her hair is like done up in a nice little bun, and she's just like in this like lovely dress, and you never really, it just seems odd, but like you do like see her like making her way towards Raz, both of you.
Oh, Shiri is, she turns to see her, and, she's stunned for a moment, like, and she does offer a gentle smile, like, Bo-Katan, you look stunning.
Oh, Master Jedi, it's lovely to see you here, and you look lovely yourself. It's very fine dress you are wearing there.
Thank you. So was yours.
Had it custom made for myself.
Whoa, you look nice, Bo-Katan.
Thank
I
you.
didn't expect to see you show up.
Well, we had some guards thought my second in command thought that it might be best for me to take it easy on myself, so I decided to have my own little fun. And I wanted to actually partake in at least the dance that the gala brings. It's typically what I enjoy. And
it clicks in her head. It clicks in Shiri's head, and she just oh, well, I do hope that you can find a proper person to dance with. Then, have your eyes set on anyone just now?
Oh, no one's special. No,
Shiri kind of like, she does look at Raz for a moment before looking back at Bo-Katan, like, I think I'm reading what she's putting down.
Yeah, Raz, he looks at Shir'iven, and then back at Katan, and then Shir'iven again, and he's putting the pieces together too. He doesn't vocalize it while Katan's here, but he's like, shit.
We aren't in your way. Would you like to get a drink or anything?
No, I'm on a bit of a schedule. I don't have too much time here that I can spend, but I do appreciate the gesture, and Raziel, you clean up quite nicely.
Thank you. It's gatherings such as these aren't my forte either, but I like to think I'm doing all right here.
Well, I'll leave the two of you to it. Don't have too much fun.
No promises.
And as she walks away from you two, and Soren, like as you're chatting with the bigwigs, and
I just want to say, I want to say something real quick before you do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what do you got?
Shiri just like immediately looks at Raz like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, indeed I am. You want to get a front row seat?
Oh, absolutely.
Shiri grabs her wine, and she's gonna start walking to the side of the room just to get a view of this.
Raz follows with a really... He has a shit-eating grin on his face. He's like, okay, this is gonna be good.
Alright, and as like you're talking to the bigwig, Soren, and like they are like clearing away and like looking behind you, and like they're like, pardon me, dear boy, it looks like you're a bit preoccupied.
I had a joke.
Oh,
I had a joke that I feel like isn't gonna happen after this moment. So at some point during the conversation, Soren's gonna be like, what's the difference between a Rancor and Previsla? A Rancor comes down from its temper.
That's a good one, my dear boy. Very. Ooh, you should be writing jokes for the Mandalorian papers. We have little corners where writers have the occasional stuff, but let's be honest, when you're stuck in a bubble all your life, it's not really, a sense of humor isn't exactly natural. So perhaps if you would like a writing credit and want to work on your comedic chops, could be a nice little end for you. As he like holds that as he like
I'll have my
sees them and
yeah. Oh yes, no, I'll have my people talk to your people, and then I'll turn around, and then seeing everyone kind of like looking in the direction behind me, I'll like turn around.
And they all disperse, and you see like with a different, like, you saw this confidence in her eyes, but it was more like serious.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna, like, you know, like I'm gonna make you just like, you don't control the like it seemed more of a hostile confidence, whereas here it's much more like, come on in, like, I don't know, and like,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I got you. I
just,
got you.
like, has this like very like eyes
Well,
are like,
Palma.
yeah.
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're just you're
Okay.
doing descriptions.
But
Go,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
like she's just sort of like looking at you, like hand on her hip and just sort of like gazing up and down. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
And for like a split second, Soren is like dummy struck. And then like before it carries on too long, he'll recompose himself and go, "Oh yes, Palma. My previous commitment has arrived." And then I'll hand him my glass.
You sure? Okay then, I will disperse.
I'll-
But lads,
not-
let's
I'll
move
not-
it. And, like, it's
I'll
like,
nod to the crowd, fellows, and then I'll go over to Bo-Katan.
all right, and like they disperse like fucking penguins, just like they just like waddle away, like with Palmer leading the pack. And
I didn't think you'd look so comfortable outside of your usual uniform.
well, every now and again I need to break out of my shell. It's all of a near to sort of get away from all the glamour of politics. And
Given everyone's reaction, you don't seem to do this much. I'm honored.
well, I only do it for certain individuals. As she like touches like lays a hand on your shoulder and like rubs, like caresses your side.
Oh God, is the music starting?
And like, yeah, like the lights begin to change.
I'll get into dancing position, but like without averting the gaze, just having this whole conversation, and then hand on her hand on what shoulder you said?
Yeah, like it's like first like the hands like was on your shoulder, then she slides it down to your backside, and then she offers her hand
To my
like,
butt,
or
or
like,
just to the back?
to the back. Yeah, and like
Okay,
the
you said backside.
Lower
I was
back,
like,
lower back.
lower back.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
And like she has her other hand like hold like just waiting for you to take it, like so you do the traditional ball sort of stance.
Then yeah, exactly. Then yeah, I'll take her hand and then move my hand to the small of her back, and once the music starts,
Okay.
start showing Raz what years of practice looks like.
Yeah, and I'll say you do catch Shiri and Raz just sort of watching this shit from afar.
Hold on, if he had Bo-Katan's back is turned towards them and he can clearly see Shiri and Raz, Shiri's gonna have like she has the wine like kind of like she just took a sip and it's still close to her lips and you can just see that she's smirking and she just does that little finger wave at him.
And Raz is like, he's got his arms crossed, he's got a big old smirk as well, and just kind of gives Soren the 2-finger salute. Like, good luck, buddy.
And the only thing, the only response you get isn't like a wink or anything, because Bo is like literally right there, but like the smile just gets slightly wider.
Alright. And as you two assume the position and lights like music begins to play, like just like a nice slow little waltz. Roll me a performance check.
All right.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go. How am I gonna talk my way out of this one? Okay,
Okay.
sure.
All right.
All right.
You guys are like roughly even pace, and as like the song is like beginning to, as like nearing its end, it goes like, "If I known you were this good of a dancer, I would have taken you up on the offer to join you here."
Well, you know, it's an experience best left as a surprise.
You know,
Aren't you glad?
I am quite a fan of surprises. As she leans in for a kiss.
Oh, shit! And then, yeah, and then Soren's obviously gonna return it,
Mm-hmm. And yeah, as
and just kind of hold it there, for a little bit, and then Soren is going to break off and then look around and go, "Oh my!
oh my
Forgot all
God.
of you were here. Come join us for dancing. The next song's coming up."
Oh, actually, if I do need to go over some private information with you, Soren.
And I was gonna as soon as she whispers that, I'm gonna be like, exactly, that's the cover so we can get out of here.
All right,
Good lord.
I'll lead
this
you to my
man.
office.
Oh.
Oh, baby.
For real? On
And
God? Just a
and then
check.
Sherry just kind of like does she catch that little like whisper there?
I'll say,
Like she doesn't hear it, but she'll see it.
I'll say,
Do you want me to do an insight or
I'll
perception?
I'll say insight, just to be like, if you can read the
Okay.
intentions. Yeah, let's see.
Okay, let's do it. Come on, baby. 23.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, like you don't hear exactly the whisper, but you see Soren's reaction, and it don't take a genius to figure out like what might be happening there, what is implied.
Shiri kind of has like her eyes like widen, but she still has a smile on her face for a moment. She's like, "Oh, well, I hope you guys have a wonderful night then."
I won't keep him for too long. We'll be back before you know it.
And as I'm being led out, I'm going to really quickly whisper to Shiri, I think this is about business. Be on alert.
Oh. Okay. But if it's
But-
not, you have a good business talk.
All right. And
Take your time.
Right, and like with that, like sure, Bo-Katan is like sort of pulling at your arm behind you, Soren, be like,
Mhm.
"Are you gonna keep me waiting, Soren?"
Of course not. And then I'm going to take Shiri's wine.
Do you let him, Shiri?
There's a tug, and like he can get it out of her hand, but Shiri immediately just like force pulls that back.
Oh shit!
Mm.
Pure,
I like
true
this.
mom
I
energy.
like this. This
I
is
love
good.
it. I love it
This is
so
good.
much. It's tasty. But yeah,
She just kind of like looks at him. Grab some on your way out. It's good.
yeah, you can easily like sort of like as like you're following, as Bo-Katan is like leading you.
Yeah.
You just like snag a glass for yourself.
Sure.
All right. But yeah, and as
Right.
it's going on, Satine is like comes over to you two to Shiri and Raz and be like, so I was thinking of making the announcement in just a little under a half hour. If perhaps it would be best if, your associates, whoever's available, can be all by your side, and I'll have Corky and Vizsla of mine, and we can all make it look nice and presentable, if that's possible.
Oh, of course. Soren just stepped out for a breath of fresh air for a bit, but I shall step to the side and just give him a little message to be back here, okay?
Of course. I look forward to. Hopefully, this gets a good reaction.
Oh, I'm sure that it will. Positive. And Shiri off. Does she look any like nervous about saying that, like bringing that up to everyone, or does she seem confident?
Make another insight.
Okay. 20.
20. You can definitely like see her sweating a little bit, but yeah, she definitely looks just the slightest bit nervous.
Duchess, I swear to you, everything is going to be.
I trust you, Master Jedi. As long as you're just off to my side, I can ensure that everything should be fine.
I won't be going anywhere. Promise.
All right. Cutting to what Bo-Katan and Soren are up to. Soren, you quickly realize that she's not leading you to her office.
Oh shit.
And
wait, real quick, can Shiri just send off, like, she's not going to talk, like, communicate, she's just gonna text
Yeah. You can
Soren,
text
like,
Soren.
hey, be back. Like, 30.
Okay.
And there's, like, a little winky face.
All right. So, Soren, as you're being led on, you get that text. Quickly, like, acknowledge it, and as like she leads you off, and like you're going like further inside the palace, and you realize you are inside the interior entertainment system area, where like all like the lights and sounds and everything is like hooked
sweet.
up.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So my home, Kappa, Christian, my home.
Yeah, it's it's very like techy all around. And she just turns to you and goes, "So, looks like everything is going as smoothly as anyone could have hoped."
Yes, I was quite worried, but yes, nothing really stood out to me.
You put on a really good act there.
Act? Which part?
Come on.
Before or after you arrived?
Come on. Don't tell me you don't recognize me.
Who?
And she then speaks in the language of the sorcerers. Oh, well,
bitch.
I guess your eyes need to get looked up, Soren. Maybe this will refresh your memory, as
No!
her entire form will change into that of... You remember episode 2? A little somebody named Zam Wessel?
Zam Wessel?
She's a little Claudite, a changeling, basically.
Zam Wessel!
Yeah. This isn't Zam Wessel, but the same race of just, like, you see her, her form sort of change into this reptilian, and, you do recognize her now as, then, I will say, as, one of the Sorcerers of Ram's agents around the similar level. You know them as, where are they? Farah Novi.
Farah Novi. And I'm going to
Put it in image references. And like her skin shifts to becoming from this very beautiful clear white and blush cheeks to this like sunken in face and these slit reptilian eyes. And the hair goes away, and like, but the dress is still there. And she goes, "Oh, go ahead."
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, they go. Well, I must say, your kissing has improved since we last practiced that.
Oh my god. I'm going to grab. Is there like a shirt or a collar or like
like a
Oh
thing?
no, grab by the shoulders
Okay.
and pull them into a corner and go. Do you realize what you might have just done? Do you know? You understand exactly who you impersonated.
I'm entirely aware of who I impersonated.
You might have started an entire galactic incident in a different direction than you were hoping.
Oh, Soren, that's why we are here in the control center. We're here to play just a little friendly reminder for our Duchess that her time as ruler is not for long. This
What
is
are you
all.
talking about? Why was I not filled in?
You are just there to ensure that she sees the entirety of the message, and that she does not do anything rash.
What are you talking about?
We have. If she sends in these. If she takes this message as a threat upon her life, she will more eagerly try to align with the Republic, or perhaps try to cling on to her power, but still remain neutral. Beyond the source, the Grandmaster is not entirely certain just yet of what she will do, but we need to at least ensure that the message is played, so that Zendar's entire intentions are there for her to know.
They said Zendar, right?
Yeah.
Do I recognize that name?
Yeah, Zendar is the person who Quill told you about. That's the Mandalorian who is claiming to be, like, yeah, Zendar is like a famous Mandalorian from the Old Republic, and the name is like sort of, it appears this person is claiming to be him and is aligning themselves with the sorcerers in hopes of getting a coup. Like, yeah,
Got
that's
it.
Yeah, this is the coup guy.
Cool. Let's see. What do I want to do? In relation to like the room, where am I standing in versus what would you say their name was?
Farah.
Farah. Yeah, in relation to Farah, like
In relation to Farah, they're about like just a little, like around 10 feet away from you. But like, yeah, like it's a bit of a walk towards the door, or like the entryway in here, and like they're standing just like a little way, like not even like that many feet away from like the system that will control like all like the sounds and the speakers and everything.
okay.
We are still doing everything according to plan, right?
The situation has changed. I've figured out some other plot is afoot that might stand in the way.
Another plot? Enlighten me. As they sort of like hide the what you would assume to be the chip containing Zendar's message, like into their sleeve.
Okay. I'll say the Duchess's advisor. You know him, right?
The one they call Pre-Vizsla. I am slightly aware.
Well, he is suspicious of Zendar and plans to move against him and his family tonight. His clan, right? Zendar's got a clan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? And how are you certain of this?
We had dinner the other night.
And he
And,
just
and I had an entire day today to do all this, to do some digging on my own.
make me a deception check.
Okay. Sure.
Ooh, okay.
Listen, if you release that now, you potentially ruin and give an opening, making the entire coup from Zendar's perspective entirely moot. It will be chaos in the wrong direction.
Perhaps you are right. But how do we get the message to Satine? She and her governors must be aware of that he is a present force.
Listen, me and my group have gotten in very well with the teen. If you hand it to me, I will be able to show it to her privately. Away from Pre-Vizsla. Making sure that we don't tip off any other surprises. She'll get the message, personally, but it won't be a show.
But the Grand Master was hoping for a show, as was Zendar. We have...
And like I said to the Grand Master, perhaps diplomacy is the way to win over Mandalore. I'm closer to the ground for a reason, Farah. I'm the one who is down there schmoozing up big wigs and fat wallets, learning all I can. And what are you doing? Playing dress up. Give me the message. I'll make sure Satine sees it.
She sort of like pops it. They pop it out of their sleeve, and like in their hands, as they're about to hand it off to you, they just lift it away and go. You do realize that without, I do need to bring back something of substance to the Grand Master, and some reassurance that Zendar will be revered by the governors of Mandalore.
Tell him exactly what I told you about Pre-Vizsla. That's got to count for something, right?
The Grand Master demands some form of destruction. Something must fall. It will either occur in this gala or in another day.
Listen, you leave it to me. I've only been here for a day and a half. That's true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I've only been here for a day and a half. If there is something that you wish to be destroyed, let me figure out what will hit the hardest.
And
Then you and this Zendar can go in and make a whole show of it. Do you need me to roll persuasion or anything?
Yeah, fuck it. One more time.
Oh shit.
Maybe.
Roll the fucking 2.
Okay.
Still 15 though.
Alright. We'll say they shift back into Satine. Oh no, into Bo-Katan. Go. You always did have a compelling argument, Soren. I think I can report confidently to the Grand Master that you are doing his work as designed. And they hand you the hand you the file.
The file, okay. Listen, next time, give me a warning. There's a reason why I'm the diplomat.
You are also the diplomat with a gun.
Not at the moment.
You know the Grandmaster does not like waiting so long for results. And his patience can only be tempered so much.
He's waited this long. He can wait another day or two.
Fine. But you didn't see me. And if your allies do end up recognizing me, or I even catch a sniff that something is wrong, you will regret it. And I can promise you that for sure.
Who else are you supposed to be? Just so I know.
Give me a face or description of someone, and I can match them to the best of my ability.
Yes, but who have you been putting on this whole time, other than the royal guard captain?
Well, just a couple of lowly guards here and there. I can be a little lazier with those, as the mask hides a lot. But I fear that as security will grow tighter around the Duchess, that ruse will not last for much longer.
Okay.
Perhaps one of your bigwig friends, or just another human male. Can't tell apart from another typical Mandalorian citizen.
That'll be useful.
Or perhaps someone familiar, of relation. And you see Farah changes their form and assumes that of your sister. From what you've described of her, I believe I can mimic her appearance quite well enough.
I'm going to what's it called? One that is extremely triggering for Soren, so he's gonna run in, not run in, but rush in and pull out the pen just underneath the jaw.
Huh? You put in the penknife to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just underneath underneath the jaw. Yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
The Claude...
Farah is impersonating Soren's sister.
Yeah. And...
Alright, I'll go back to muting because we're gonna scream.
I love it.
Yeah, and you see,
You will never take her form. You understand?
Yes. Jeez. All you had to do... If only you'd told me that before, then I wouldn't have teased the thought. And as Farah changes back to their, the typical Claudite form, just give me something to work with a face that you know. Perhaps as they shift into just a standard Mandalorian human, but with more of your facial features, perhaps something more like this, of a human skin. And
You saw the person I was talking with earlier, right?
yes.
What's his name? Palmer? Palmer? Palmer.
Oh right,
It'll be-
that big
He's a
wig
face that'll get
individual.
you Yes, he's a face that will get you places.
As they shift into his forms, like, jolly old good and whatnot, Mandalore governing blah 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 blah. Alright, it'll take a little bit to get this one down, but it's something. At least the voice the voice and face you'll recognize, not necessarily the body to maintain a lower profile.
Wait here a minute or two. After I leave.
All right. Don't keep me waiting too long. Although you have 20 minutes. Any longer, I will assume the worst has happened, and then I inform Zendar and Grandmaster.
Wait, 20 minutes for what?
Like, like for you to you said you were going somewhere?
Yeah, I was gonna leave and meet back up in a couple days. I don't know. I'm buying myself time.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were leaving just to give the message privately or whatever. But okay.
No, yeah.
Right.
Wait, like it's like wait 2 minutes and then you leave this room.
Okay. Well, okay. With that in mind, Pharaoh, go. You have 48 hours. I need something of substance by then. Otherwise, Zendar's guns go blazing.
Understood. And I will put the penknife away and leave.
As they shift into Bo-Katan's form.
And then
We gotta look like we did a little something, Soren. Are you so bored of the act already?
Because you're right. You can take care of that.
Oh, come on. As,
And I'm gonna mess up my hair. More messed up than it was already, I guess.
Yeah, and you see Farah will, smudge the lipstick that was on Bo-Katan's face. And, then just follow along and, have, one of the straps above the dress, a little bit slung over. And goes,
Okay.
Well, come on. Your friends are about to make history.
Was that a cue to leave?
Yes.
Okay, I'm leaving.
And,
All right, no, that's me asking.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll leave. And as I do, given the extra time, I'm texting
Shiri.
Shiri. Yeah, Shiri. Texting Shiri. Get the Duchess out of there. We need to talk. Zendar is the source.
Shiri receives that and she just kind of her eyes widen. She kind of texts back real quick, okay, are you telling the Duchess? And then sends it. And she then at that point, Shiri does, she takes the Duchess's, places a hand, on the Duchess's shoulder, just, I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous myself. Would you possibly mind if we just took, a nice breather outside, probably a bit away from the ballroom, if that's all right?
I mean, we're on in a few minutes. Are you sure?
We'll make it back in time. Don't worry. I could speed us through to the ballroom again.
All right.
I think is Raz still with them?
Yeah. Raz and Viper are there. If there's anything you want to contribute to that. And also Vizsla and a newly dressed Vizsla, still pissed. And Porky is still there.
Well,
I would just say real quick, do you need an escort or do you have this?
Oh, I think I know my way.
I'll text back. I'll text back.
Fine.
I'll text back. It's worse than we thought. She needs to know now.
Yeah. Shiri is going to look at the Duchess. Just a moment, please. I promise I can speed us back here.
All right, Master Jedi. This just temper the crowd's expectations for the moment. I'll be back in a few.
When the Duchess starts leaving, Shiri gives like some worried look to Raz and Viper before she follows after her.
Yeah.
And she kind of like is if the Duchess is taking her time, Shiri kind of like has this like slightly rushed look on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Like but we best get to move on, right?
Yes, Visla, handle the crowd from here. And he just, like, bends down. Shall I proceed with the announcement, my lady? I believe it... what do you think, Master Jedi? Should Visla make the announcement? It might be odd with only him and Raziel doing it.
Exactly. We should wait until we come back. It'll only be just a couple moments.
Of course. Just hold off then, Visla. And he goes, as you wish, Duchess.
And as Shiri and her making their way, like, a bit a ways from the ballroom, she's quickly texting Soren, like, heading... what direction are we heading in? I'm trying to, like, map the palace for a second.
Yeah, like, we'll say that the, just saying, like, the balcony is, like, where you were, and you're sort of, like, leading her back down to her room, just sort of, like, in, like, or sort of like a green room style situation. Or do you want to go, okay.
Let's... Are the gardens nearby?
Yeah. We'll say, like, there's a little bit of yeah, like, you can walk...
I can night speed us, it's fine.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Whoa. Gotta go fast.
I said I could get us there fast!
You're not wrong.
All right, I think it lasts, like, 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll all night speed when, like, we're heading back.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. So, all right. So, you walk her off to the gardens, and, Satine goes...
I text Soren, like, we're in the gardens.
Got it. Cool. Going to the gardens.
And Satine like, just looks to you, like, as, like, you're saying these tech... Are you going to tell me what's going on? Is something what's going on?
Shiri kind of, like, you know, there is, like, this, slight dread look that she has for a moment as she's looking over the text, but when she looks to the Duchess, she kind of, like, clears her throat, just, there might be a bit of a problem.
Define a problem, Master Jedi. I am a Duchess of an entire civilization.
I understand that. Satine, one of my friends is actually going to come and explain everything, but there was a bit of information that he's received that we actually did relay to Bo-Katan prior to this engagement. We didn't tell you because we didn't want to put that pressure on you, have you worry.
I see.
We wanted you to... Yes, it was, and I admit it was wrong of me to keep that from you. I didn't want you to stress.
And I suppose one of your allies is on their way here to try to calm me down with some...
Walk you through the actual information.
Fine. She, like, crosses her arms and just, like, sits up, like, just sort of, like, crosses her arms and is, just looking perturbed. And we'll say, like, from the balcony, Raz and Viper and Corky and, Visla see, Bo-Katan, quote-unquote, is leaving the building, looking very messed up. But, like her and Viper, you could assume have had, you know, fun
Viper!
times.
Dang, Viper!
Sorry.
Dang!
Her and with Bo-Katan and Soren, sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, but yeah, you just see they are making their way to the exit, and Corky just kind of looks to Viper and just kind of like a go see what's up with that. Kind of face at you, Viper.
Yeah. Hmm?
Yeah, like Corky's just like looking across, like Master Vizsla, if I could just have a moment with the trooper real quick. He goes, of course, Corky. I'll stay here with Raz and keep the seat warm for Duchess. And Corky just sort of like pulls up to the side and goes, my mom is just leaving, and find out what's going on with her. Can you tail her?
I don't know either. Maybe she got summons for something, but if you need me to do so, I'll do so.
All right, just here are the keys to my speeder. Just go trace.
No trace.
Keep a distance.
He nods and just sort of like, just like nonchalantly, just sort of like begins heading off.
Oof. Holy shit.
Do I see Viper just leaving?
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna call out to him like, not drawing attention to anyone else, just like
Okay.
kind of on the heat here, like, where are you going?
Corky just pipes up and goes like, he's warming up the speeder for, Satine. She is feeling awfully ill, and we need to, give her a quick ride home once she finishes the speech. And like Corky, like behind his back, is like just shooing you to like just fucking go. Like the line.
I'm just gonna look at Viper like to see like what, like getting Can I get like do an insight check actually on like what's going on?
Absolutely. I the DM pulled that lie right out of my ass. I did not anticipate any of this happening, so go ahead and insight away.
Okay.
Please know
Come
that I
on.
might have to deception that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's actually not bad.
okay.
All right. Oh boy. Oh
Mhm,
boy.
mhm, mhm,
Deception. Oh no, it's a neg. All right.
Because
Oh god.
with Shir'iven sending him to
Oh
no!
Wow.
Holy
A
shit!
-1.
Oh!
So,
Okay.
Wow.
Damn!
So
How does that even
Oh,
happen?
it's so bad.
Can we clip that?
Holy shit!
yeah.
Can someone clip
I'm
that?
already doing it. I'm
Please.
already doing it. I'm already doing it. Oh god. Oh, I didn't even know that was possible.
I mean,
How in the world?
I didn't either. -1. What?
our first negative stat. I'm so proud. So proud.
Oh, that's the
Oh my
worst.
god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the worst, but also the best.
But yeah, Viper, you easily smell the bantha shit coming out of these two. Like, Corky is just like, he's like pulling words out of his ass, and Viper, like, oh yeah, he's not in the armor, so you can see. Yeah, go ahead.
That's why I'm looking. That's why I did that insight, because like I can see like his eyes. Because
Yeah.
Raz is already like getting really worried and suspicious after Shir'iven sent him that look. So he's just like, what is going on here? So what do I get from that?
Oh yeah, Viper, feel free. Like, how like are you just like sweating profusely? Like, are you like the? Is it Keenan or Peel? Like that Peel sweating meme of just you are drenched.
It is essentially just sort of like just sort of like he wants to say something, but just like the mouth is he's just teeth clenched, but also it's just sort of like his eyes are just darting everywhere, just trying to figure out something to say, but at the same so like the closest thing you can think of is just sort of like I mean,
You're good.
He's gonna. Are there any pillars nearby?
Yeah, there's like you're like literally like about just about halfway down the stairs, and like there's like the little the handrail thing of going down, and there's a pillar at the end.
All right, let's do. All right, I hate myself. I'm gonna do this. He's gonna walk over to just to get some sort of just like, I guess not really reaction, but just sort of like trying to make an excuse out of thin air. He's gonna walk over, raise his arm, and just slam his arm with his data pad across it, and just slammed the data pad against the railing and just sort of like, broke my data pad. Have to go fix that. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
I mean, if you broke your actual data pad, I hope you realize you'll need a new tech focus, but
I don't know, just anything at this point. He's trying to just like, I don't.
I'll let it slide. Holy shit.
That's a -1 for you, baby.
That is.
You can buy a new one, right? Right?
Well, not a 0, not a 1, not a 0. -1.
He has 24K credits. He can buy a new one. Easy.
easy. All right. But yeah.
At this
He
point,
goes.
At this point, he knows he needs to get the fuck out, or else he will spill the beans, and he doesn't want to spill the beans.
Can Raz like walk down to at least see the data pad?
Oh yeah, like it's like just like seeing an iPad that just got like it got a nasty crack, and it is like actually. Viper, just roll a quick strength check just to see how badly you fuck up the data pad.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You
Okay,
nat
all right,
20
let's see
this, and it's
Watch this shit be a nat 20. I swear to
Oh,
God,
God.
I swear to God, this better not be a fucking nat 20.
What?
Holy shit.
Oh my
Holy shit.
Someone clip that. Someone clip that. Someone clip
Please.
that.
Somebody clip this whole thing, please.
Oh
The
my
duality of
God.
man itself is displayed right here. Oh
shit.
my
You could not
God.
have written this.
You full
You
on.
can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen.
Mom, get the camera.
Mom, get the camera.
So how fucked up is that data pad?
So, allow me to demonstrate. So, you know WWE, right? You just fucking, like, take this data pad with both your fucking hands and just grand slam this fucking thing into the handrail. And it's just, like, you still have half in your hand, the other half is, like, down below, and, like, there's still people, like, down on the lower level that's, like, they hear you break the data pad. That's how fucking loud it is. It's, like, cracked in half. There's, like, shards of, like, glass, and, like, Previs was, like, looking in from the balcony, just like, what the fuck is going on down there?
I don't
Like,
know,
'cause
I
this is,
can't
like, in
clip it, but I know
somewhat
this-
darkness that you're all
Just
catching.
side note, I can't clip it at the moment, but please know I'm gonna go back to the spot and clip these moments.
Got it.
Because this
Please.
is so beautiful.
That
This
is
is
too
poetry.
good.
This is poetry in goddamn
It's
motion.
gold.
Yeah, oh my
I need to
god.
screen cap this just to make sure. Like, oh my God.
But yeah, like...
I could have won to a nat 20. I don't even.
Yeah, and yeah, please, Viper, how do you react as your friend, like a maniac, breaks his data pad, says he needs to
You
get
mean
a new one?
Raziel.
Raziel.
I'd like to also note for the fact that it's like he didn't just toss it off. He slammed his arm against the railing with the data pad attached to it.
But yeah, like,
So just sort of like there is a bit of a wince to it, but he's just sort of like, I'm gonna take care of that right now, he says through clenched teeth.
yeah, as he's run down Raz, what's your reaction?
He walks to where the half data pad is. If I'm able to pick it up, I actually will.
Yeah, you can. At least the one that's on the stairs. The
The one that's the remaining data pad.
Yeah.
I will pick that up.
Okay, you pick that up.
So I pick that up. I look back to where Viper walked away, and
He's booking it.
Nope.
He's booking it. Like
Okay.
once he's out of like the party, he's just booking it to the speeder, and it's just just under his breath, just like criff.
And like all like the big wigs and all the party goers are like just just making like they're like in your way, but you just like are like quickly like moving about and just like get out of my way, I gotta go. You're just
Of
like
course.
so nervous, and Raz, you're just standing there fucking gobsmacked as your friend's just running away for his fucking life.
I am, and just like as I see him running away, nobody else will hear me, by the way, but I just mutter, "What the hell is going on?" And he's just, Does he follow? Does he follow?
Up to you, fam. If you want, we can just cut to what Shir'iven and Soren were gonna do, because I did not anticipate this happening.
What do you mean you didn't anticipate it happening.
Hey, a lot of y'all were rolling really good, and shit's. Let's just cut. Like we'll
Okay,
cut the scene.
I was okay because I was actually okay. You go ahead, but I know what I'm gonna do
All
once
right,
you're
all right,
done.
all right, cool. Right, so Soren, you eventually show up at the gardens, and Shir'iven is waiting there with Satine. Just like, of course it's this one. Now, will you kindly explain to me what exactly has been going on here?
Son, you wanted to take the reins from that?
And Satine is staring daggers into your soul right now, Soren. I hope you realize that. I trust that my sister has given you quite good company.
How long has the Duchess been out of your sight, Shiri?
She's been by my side this entire time.
Duchess,
Yes?
there was a coup planned on you and your family, and the government of Mandalore. By one Zendar what? Do I know the
Zendar the
last name?
Conqueror.
Zendar the Conqueror.
What?
They have allied with a shapeshifter. I do not know who we can trust. Do you have access to your sister right now?
And like she quickly gets in the conflict. Bo, this is Satine. Please respond. Are you there? Satine, Bo, please respond. She's not answering.
Wait, Shiri's like visibly confused when he brings up like the changeling, and then she's been gone this whole time. She's like she's panicked for a moment.
Yeah, I will, and then I will go and provide the thingy, the
message.
the doobly-doo.
Okay.
They mean to have made a statement tonight. It's here on this drive. You cannot play it until you're alone.
What's in the video?
I don't know. It's a threat. Some way to coerce you against the Republic. Something.
He's handing it off to Shiri.
Or are you handing it to the Duchess?
In between, I guess in between the two, whichever one wants to take it. Your sister, the one in the ballroom tonight. That wasn't her. Truth be told, I don't know how long Bo has been missing. Has she been acting weird lately?
No, this morning we got up together and she gave me the details.
Before that, days, weeks.
Everything seemed fine. She was as normal as she usually is. Just look, I demand you play me this message now. This will keep this between us, but I cannot wait until.
Are we in view of anyone else?
You're out in the gardens, but it
The
is sort of
gardens?
it's more of a greenhouse where it doesn't.
Greenhouse, okay.
We're away. Shiri offers her communicator to view the message.
Yeah, and Soren is going to really quickly see if he has any powers that will let him detect people. Nope, doesn't happen.
Okay. All right.
Very quickly, before they play it, Soren will do just a quick once over the entire area.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a hang on. I'm gonna sense force just in case.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll do it at 3rd level just to be sure.
All right, 3rd level.
So 60 feet around me.
Nah, nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no one nearby. I nod
this-
my head.
Okay, yeah. Don't see nobody.
Oh, do you want me to roll?
Yeah, if you could. But see. 18? Nah, nobody.
Fuck!
You can see.
Weed. Okay.
Okay, good.
But yeah. She goes, we might have to call off the announcement with the Republic alignment, but play the message.
Shiri's puts the thing in, sets it up, and plays the message. She'll display it, holding her arm out to the Duchess to see.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the video?
You see, and I will, where would it be? So, up on the hologram, at least this is the hologram version, like you put the file into like this standard more holo communicator to like play back this particular message. And inside it, like first, like you see like this humanoid figure in Mandalorian armor sort of appear. Actually, I'm trying to find. I know I post his art all the time because I love it that much. But where he at? It's gotta be close. Feel it in my bones. It's almost there.
All right.
There it is. And I'll just copy this image. And I'll put it in image references.
Great.
See-
Okay.
Yeah, and so you see, and I'll show it to the stream, so y'all know who you are looking at as well. You see this Mandalorian-looking figure.
Ignore that.
Alright, you good? And
Yeah.
you're sort of like all garbed in armor with a very finely fur cape just sort of going down his back. And you're seeing her like with his hands behind his back. Just looking down, and as the message begins, he looks up. People of Mandalore, governors, representatives, Duchess. Now that I have your attention, I'd like to make a statement to my people. The Duchess who so leads you, this is not her seat of power. She has stolen it from its rightful owner, the true Mandalore. My followers and I know the truth. The once great bounty hunter, Jango Fett, claimed this seat for himself after the loss of Jester Mariel. And after that, no one has touched the seat of Mandalore since his passing. And as per tradition, normally one of his bloodline or a sibling would become the next Mandalore. Seeing that there is none to take his place, I will be so generous as to offer my leadership. This woman thinks she can lead you to greatness, and look what's become of you. A neutral system, cowering in fear of both the Republic and the Separatists. Our warriors of old will go to the very borders of their territories, and we wouldn't stop fighting till we claimed every bloody inch. No, every droid body dropped, and every Republic soldier killed to achieve victory. I have an offer for you, Duchess. Should you be so generous as to allow Mandalore to resume its rightful power dynamic, then no harm will come to you, your family, or your people. However, as he pulls out a metal cylinder, a red, I'm gonna say it's red. It's a hologram, you couldn't tell, but it's red because it's for me. But he ignites a red Sith-looking saber and goes, should you resist, well, as he makes a gesture, then destruction I lay before you shall actually claim more lives. Tonight, I bomb the plaza of the main village of the city. I was generous to do this, as there were minimal civilian presence. Next time, I will not be so generous in my target. Think wisely, Duchess. Choose your power or your people. As the saber unignites and the hologram ceases, and Satine looks mortified and just covers her mouth in a cast, just like, if that had gone live. Someone check on the plaza. It's like she hitches on the guards and they go, plaza looks fine. Nothing to report here.
I delayed an attack for at least the next 48 hours, Duchess. But they demand blood. You are not safe here. You and your seat and your throne are not safe. Set aside politics for a little bit, but the safety of everyone in there. We need to get them out without drawing suspicion.
Master Jedi, what do we do? What if Obi were here?
Shiri kind of she takes the Duchess's hands and she's going to look at me. I want you to focus on me.
Yes.
Focus on me.
Yes.
And Shiri's going to calm emotions for just the moment.
Yes.
Breathe.
Okay.
Breathe.
She's clasping onto your hands so tight, and the sweat's breathing on through. Okay. All right.
What
You
we're
are-
going.
Go.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
go. I was gonna say, you are on the seat of power for a reason. You were smart. You were resourceful. You know your people.
Best thing that we could do right now to ensure the safety of your guests is if we feign that you felt ill, we shall make the announcement at another time.
What now? Do I just have Vizsla just say I needed a moment?
We'll say that. Yes, that might be best.
Okay.
Have him relay that message that you fell ill. I'll take you back to your room. We can just further once the guests have left.
Of course. And she relays that to Vizsla and goes, as you wish. And I'll say as we're cutting to that, Raz, what do you do with Viper making his way for the speeder? Or going through the crowd to outside?
Do I see Corky and Vizsla just eyeing me as I'm like in the middle of the staircase with the working data pad, or are they just focusing on something else?
They're more on each other, and Vizsla's stepping onto the mic everyone please remain calm. I'm sure Duchess Satine will be back in a moment. She is probably not feeling at the best right now. Just please wait your moment and we'll have updates. And Corky is just looking at him, then looking back at you, and yeah, just very back and forwards.
I will say okay. I will say once Corky has his eyes off me. I'm actually going to use Force Camouflage to follow Viper.
Yay! And you know what? I think that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
Come on! There's already
Seriously?
Wait, what happened? Oh god, what was the roll?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay. I once Corky had his eyes off me, I used force camouflage to follow Viper, and he said we're ending it there, and I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Jesus.
God.
Jesus.
It is getting
Jesus.
late for y'all. I will point
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and
Not
that's
late,
just
not
like-
late for me, yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, fair.
Oh yeah, but it's like we
Santa
already have
Cruz?
so many like.
Yeah.
I didn't get what I originally planned for, but fuck, this got so much more interesting. Split the party. Split the party.
Split the party.
Morty.
And guess what? You don't have your weapons or your armor.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Oh
And I
my-
just tossed the equivalent of my spellcasting book away for a funny haha slash just a terrible lie. So needless to say, we're
I'm
getting into some deep goddamn trenches.
Yeah.
But yeah. Whew. Holy shit stain and God. Yeah, like
What up?
yeah, like bravo
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
Whew. That was a banging session. And yeah, you're
Yeah, last session was good.
yeah. holy
Yeah,
sh-
this is just like, whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, we will be back next week. That one will probably be the last session for at least another 2 weeks after that, because I'll be taking voice classes and there'll be a little conflict. But yeah, next week.
But are we next week? We're still on.
Yeah,
We're
next
still
week.
on next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
because
All right.
no way am I waiting 2 weeks after this cliffhanger.
Because I was just gonna say, it's like, oh, it begins. Oh, this is where I just start to fester off and die.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Hey,
time-
Raz is there. I've got a lot of power. I can maybe stand a chance until we leave.
Okay. Oh, and you still know where your speeder's parked, Raz, if you want to tail Viper
Yeah,
the
yeah.
old school way. Okay, but
Sweet.
yeah, holy shit. Yeah, we're just gonna go around the table and like say you can follow us and shit, and you better, cause these guys
guess.
fucking kicked ass tonight. Without, woo, you guys managed to avoid some serious consequences, and you traded them for more potentially serious ones. But, yeah, hi, I'm the DM for tonight. Holy crap. I'm Kevin. You can follow me on all the social media at KCoutoVA. Be sure, if you're watching this live, be sure to check out the VODs in link to the Twitch down below if you're in the script. Yeah, be sure to like catch up if you are not already, because the context of this makes this so more juicy. But yeah, be sure to check out all of my stuffs on there. Going down the line, we have Soren.
Hello.
Soren is panic.
Panic. Valid.
Hi. My name is Christian. My name is Chris.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I made the joke.
Okay, good.
You're welcome to laugh at it. Hi, my name is Christian, better known as Kappa in the TTRPG community. You can find me on Twitter at the Kappa Chris. I had the distinct pleasure of playing Soren. You saucy motherfucker with too much information right now. I need help. Holy butts. Okay. I'm gonna geek out about this session afterwards and on Twitter. But where can you find me? Wednesdays, same place, same bad time. Same bad place, same bad time. Every Wednesday night. This show. Fridays I'm on a podcast called Roads Uncharted that releases every single Friday, everywhere you can find your favorite podcast. It's an actual play in the Genesis system by Fantasy Flight Games, the only one or the first one. I haven't done my research to see if there are any new ones, but we are the first. That's our claim to fame.
Nice.
And something a little bit more urgent. This Saturday, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be appearing on Resonim, the board game streaming channel, to play Monstrosity for Rolling for Diverse Games. It's a charity stream meant to showcase really fun games and hopefully raise money for some really good causes around the gaming industry and diversity, equity, and inclusion. So check that out. That's going to be Saturday the 12th, again, 8 p.m. Eastern is when I'm appearing, but they're going to be doing streams basically all day from 2 p.m. until late 9 p.m. I think. So
Nice.
yeah.
Go check them out. Support creators of color. And yeah, all that good shit. And next online we have Raziel.
Hello, Tati here. I played Raziel, who is trying to make sense of whatever the fuck is happening and tailing Viper. We'll see what happens. You can also follow me on the Twitters at Tati the VA. I post bunch of content, voice acting, audio stuff, D&D, memes, the whole shebang. Every Wednesday we've got Star Wars here. You can check us out. Every Thursday, Curse of Strahd at 6:30, 7 p.m. PST. The World of Eris, where I play Lizardfolk Barbarian. Every Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. PST. So check me out if you want. It's a fun time.
Yeah. And after that we have a Shir'iven.
Hi, I'm Jinkles. You can find me at lovejinkles on twitter.com. You can find me mainly here on Wednesdays with the crew where I'm trying to mom everyone. It's really all I got right now. Other than that, if you're a freaking Vocaloid song lover and you want to make some music, you can download the voice box that I provided my voice for Mika on voicestarproject.com. Yeah.
Nice.
That's all I got. I'm
Yeah.
still in shock.
And last but not least, Viper.
Hi, I'm a fucking idiot.
Please.
Hi. Oh, that caption came out great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just take a look at that.
Yeah.
Hi, hello everybody. I'm Chase, and as stated before, I'm an idiot because that just happened. I just did the sorcerer equivalent of just throwing my book into the force of acid eating frogs, and the acid eating frogs just threw up acid over my book. But anyway, shilling time. You can find me over on Twitter at Chase the VA for more stupid things like what I just did right now, but in vocal form. You want to hear me? You want to hear me as Foghorn Leghorn criticize anime? You got it. You want to hear? You want to hear me as just anything? Throw me money and I'll do it. Why not? Also follow me on YouTube at Chase Beck. You can do that. And also I'm gonna start streaming sometime in the summer. That's gonna happen. Then you can find that over at CB Voiceman. And also I'm working on a new demo reel. That's also poggish shit. I'm still just amazed that everything just happened right now. Good God.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Back to you, Kevin.
Yes, and all the links to their profiles and where you can check them out will be in the description below if you're watching the VOD. But yeah, thanks again everyone for turning up, and we really do appreciate that. This is, so much passion is going into this from myself and the players, and it means the world that you guys are coming to support.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Good night.
Yes. Oh, and just before we say goodnight, I can't not share this masterpiece by our lovely cap of just
Oh, yeah.
everybody hates Soren.
Oh, yes. The
Yeah.
memes.
It's great. It's great.
But yeah, everybody, thanks so much. Thanks again for coming out.
There's the episode title right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just might make it that title. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. We love you. Remember, stay safe, wash your hands, wear your masks, get vaccinated, and remember, as always, may the rose be with you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Alright.